Welcome to the Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast.
If you like a lot of wrestling on your YouTube,
Join
tough
that.
cookies, because both Ross and Jack are conspicuous by their absence. So this week's very special episode of the Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast is brought to you by Cultaholic Black and White. That's right, they're all here. The people in the background of those promos that you tune in for.
Do you want to be Stevie Ray and I'll be Virgil?
Yeah, could do it. I was
That's a
going to
good
say,
one.
if we're not going to do that, then we can at least be NWO 2000. Get some nice silver shirts
Oh,
on the go.
nice.
But I do think it is more apt that we are the background characters of NWO Black and White.
Yeah.
I like it. But we, Sam and I did 2 days of news videos, and I think we've got a little bit of a push off the back of those.
Oh, we
like
got a
Zack
bit of a-
Ryder
yeah.
did that time.
Yeah.
So now we're going to get pushed down the stairs.
This is it. We're
By
getting
Kane.
ourselves over. What's going to happen when the A-team returns? It's just going to be a vignette of us getting thrown out of the
Squashed.
arena like Booker T and Buff Bagwell.
Yeah.
Well, before we all get Nick Conned, this is...
Put in a box that says sent and name redacted.
We wouldn't do that to our worst enemies, Tom.
This is Mr. Tom Campbell.
Oh, hello.
And this is Mr. Sam Driver,
Hello.
with the opinions of 3 large men each.
Beefy boys.
That's right.
Big beefy boys. Welcome to it. It's nice to be
right.
here again.
It's nice to be here talking
Nice.
with you.
It's nice.
It's been a
What's it?
while.
I can't remember the last time me and you did something together.
It was
Sam.
definitely in this room the last time I was on the podcast, but I can't remember if it was a week I was standing in for you or whether it was standing in for... Because I'm only ever here when I'm standing in, right? So, yeah. But I'm trying to think. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
Did you do any of the ones over Zoom during the Performance Center era?
I don't believe I did because my internet situation was spotty at best.
Oh, fair enough. I did a
That would be a good episode. So what do you think, Sam? It looks like the Titantrons
And you'll
from
just
Do We
hear,
Have
like-
No Mercy with the N64. So.
It'd be nothing, and then Chris Canyon, just random stuff that has no bearing on what we're talking about.
Yeah. Well, we've still got a lot of the usual lovely, dumb crap that we usually do every week that we know you love. But we will take a little pause from the fun and festivities that we usually have. Start with the big news this week that's happened the last few days with Daphne, a.k.a. the Scream Queen.
Yeah. This is this just broke my heart last night when all this broke. There'd been stuff that we're not going to go into the details of what happened, but we're going to remember somebody who was a genuine light in sort of the end of 1999, early 2000 WCW, and beyond there as well. Was never destined to do wrestling. As I discovered, we did a tribute to Daphne on the news podcast this morning, and was an army brat, travelled all around the world. She lived in Oxford for a couple of years as she was growing up, and she just went wherever her dad was stationed, and she signed up to do a casting call for WCW, which resulted in her becoming Daphne and getting put with David Flair and Crowbar and a light in the tag team division in WCW at that point. As a WCW guy, you must remember
this was the thing. Like Crowbar and Daphne were the perfect amount of weird for a weird little kid that didn't quite know how weird he was yet. So it was just, I mean, everything down to the way she'd talk with like the really high pitch. I mean, there's a video being doing the rounds on Twitter of a question she was asked during like one of WCW's talk shows, and it's like, Daphne, why do you scream so much? And she's just so high pitched in the answer, and it's just brilliant. But yeah, it's just so sad. It's so very sad.
What did we reckon too? Because obviously she did that in WCW, then WCW closed. She got a developmental deal in WWE in 03.
Oh,
But they let her go before the end of the year, so nothing really came of it.
It's weird.
They had her for a bit and then changed their minds. So it was a blessing because she went and did the Indies then, and she did Shimmer.
Yeah.
And she shone in Shimmer, and she ended up doing stuff briefly in TNA before she would go back to them later on. Remember the first run, she called out, or she was in the crowd answering an Awesome Kong challenge.
Oh, right.
Nice little bit. And then when she came back, she was playing Governor Sarah Palin because of reasons.
Right. Yes.
I love the Velvets and the Beauties. It was an interesting role for her, that one, but
Yeah.
I think just whatever she did, she was great.
Yeah. really
Real-
enjoyable part of WCW 2000, which is not something you hear very often for that period. And agree, the TNA run later on is a nice little addition. But yeah, all the talent she worked with and the Shimmer run and all the other things on the indies, just outpouring of support and lovely stories about her.
Nothing but lovely
stories
stories about her either. Nothing but lovely stories. She did the podcast with Gore TV with Mickey James and that the other week, and she's going to be in the virtual basement wrestling game. So like there was stuff still going on when what happened, and it's what breaks your heart is like there isn't. It's this. There's been nothing but love for Daphne. Not a single person had a crossword to say about her. Just a genuinely wonderful soul that has gone way too soon. And I'm glad that we want to take a moment before we start to reflect, and to kind of put out there that you're never alone. You're not, and as dark as things may get, and they do get dark, you're never alone. And there's places that you can reach out to, and there's people you can reach out to. And I think what we should do, this is just me on the fly here.
No, but I agree with what you're saying.
If we can put stuff, Rich, in the description, just like some numbers and some places that people can go. Check the description of this. If you are feeling in a place that doesn't feel like a right place to be, there's places you can reach out to. Phone numbers, even if you don't want to talk, there's text numbers that you can call as well. They'll be down there. They'll be down there. But try and take time today as well to remember some of the great stuff that Daphne did. Because she was, as we say, just brilliant.
Yeah.
Just brilliant in everything she did. Everything she turned her hand to. She was an incredibly talented soul.
Well said, Tom.
Very well said.
Yeah.
Cheers, lads. Cheers, lads. Love you both, by the way.
I was going to say,
You can always, if you're ever feeling naff, you can always.
Likewise,
ring me.
mate.
Yeah. It's fine.
I have many times.
You have done actually. And I think I've done so with you as well. When I've just gone, everything's just bad.
Yeah. you need to vent, even if it can be something frivolous. If it's something that's caught in your head, you're like, I want to tell someone. It
can feel selfish to do so as well, and you feel like, well, I'm being selfish to burden somebody with that, but it's never a burden. It's never selfish. It's you're looking after yourself, and to a degree, you can see that as selfish, but it never is. It never is, and people only ever want the best for you.
Even if you've got nothing, even if you think if someone's on your mind and you've got nothing to, in fact, I'm going to do that now because my mate Lee, and I thought about him this morning, and I thought I'm going to drop him a message, and I didn't, and I'm going to do it right now. Even if you're just thinking of somebody, just let them know. Just drop them a message and just say, "Thinking of you, buddy," and I'm going to do that right now. Thinking of you.
I did that with someone last night, and I said, take care. And they went, that sounds ominous. So, gotta word it properly. But that's nice thoughts that you're doing. Yeah.
It's just
thinking of you, that's much better.
That wasn't a bit, by the way. That was genuinely, before I came in, like, I want to message him and just let him know that I'm around. And I didn't. And then in my head, I was going, I must do it when I finish. And I thought, you know what? I'll get distracted by something else. I'm just going to do it now. You two won't.
No, Tom, you're good at doing bits, but you're also very good at being genuine.
That wasn't a
don't
bit.
worry.
That wasn't a bit. That was genuinely thinking of my mate Lee. Anyway,
cool.
Cheers, everybody.
So take care of yourselves.
Please do. Please do.
Thank you. And loudly open the Rubicon.
You've opened the Rubicon.
Yes.
That's the Big E promo, wasn't it, leading to WrestleMania? Oh no, he said you crossed the Rubicon.
Yeah, you don't open a Rubicon, you cross it.
You crossed the Rubicon. Do you not remember that in the run-up to Mania? He said to Apollo Crews, "You open Pandora's box. You cross the Rubicon."
Yes.
And every time I see a Rubicon, I think,
that's
an expression.
Those were the super impassioned Big E promos. Like where he,
I'm going to build construction
with anger, and it was like a whole new side to him. It was really, so when they were like brawling backstage at SmackDown, he's going around in the cart and stuff. It was all that build, and it was great.
Awesome.
So very, very good. Anyway, we've crossed the Rubicon into the rest.
Crossing the Rubicon, indeed. It's been revealed what the initials on CM Punk's shoes stood for. Are you ready?
Yes.
These ominous, clue-inducing letters on CM Punk's things. He said, "I stole this from LeBron James. A lot of basketball players will write messages on their shoes and stuff. I wrote AC on my shoes and CF on the other foot. AC is always Chicago, and CF is Chicago forever."
Oh.
We established on the news that CF is Charlie Flakes because
Charlie
AC
Flakes.
is clearly Adam Cole. So whoever Charlie Flakes is, they're about to get a big call up. But no, it makes sense. It's something that sports people do. Like you've seen it in wrestling through history, like initials on the wrist tape and things like that, or like various messages to people they care about, people are watching. He's Chicago through and through. And as much as we would like it to be Adam Cole's initials, we got to just kind of go with what he says for now.
How do we even know he means Chicago the place? He might like the musical.
Exactly.
And with his last breath, he pointed at AC. Oh, it's Chicago. No, Adam Cole was what I meant. Oh, sorry.
Maggie Simpson.
Ric Flair is going into more detail about what led to his WWE release. Quote, I had a bunch of pending opportunities. I had things that I was doing currently at the time I signed my contract. They allowed those. Wendy got to keep her shop. These are big things. I got to keep Camille. It's obviously beat Vertim. I got to keep Camille and a couple of other things. A couple of deals were coming along, and I got to the point where I was asking them. I probably exhausted them asking, not to grandfather me in, but let me do them. Of course, the answer was, you can do them, maybe. So I wanted to do it finally, which I did. After 3 years, after making a living, and see what I could do, not underneath a wrestling payroll. Then he said, was asked, well, what was W's vision for him? And Flair added, to just get paid basically a lot of money.
I mean...
Thanks, Flair.
Yeah. I mean, that's nice that the company go, look, you've done your bit, just chill out now, here's a big bag of money. Relax.
Flair,
but he won't stop.
But this is the thing, like, from people I know that have met and worked with Ric Flair in the past, even, as far back as 10, 15 years ago, Ric Flair is Ric Flair is Ric Flair. Like, there is no more, Ric Flair is who you see on TV in real life now. So if you say you book Ric Flair for a show, you need to get him a limousine, and he needs first-class flights, and he needs a 5-star suite. He's Ric Flair. And so I don't know, like, he will never, ever stop working. And it's, as you said, it's all well and good for them to go, you've done it now. Like, there you go. There's your kind of package from us to just chill. But he's going to start getting itchy feet, and he's going to start wanting to go and do more stuff. He's Ric Flair.
Yeah.
It's like every mobster film. It's like, wait, I have to go straight. And then, like, after 10 minutes of being straight, like, nah.
He's just Flair flopping all over his house.
Back to selling watches out the back of me van.
He's Robert De Niro driving away from the city in heat, and he's heard that Wayne Grow is out of prison. Wayne Grow, I'm gonna kill him.
He looks at his phone, it's AAA saying, I'll come over.
My parents are out.
We've got Andrade to do a job. Wow! Well, one company was able to do that. AEW, not so fortunate. Pac versus Andrade is off.
For now.
The issue
travel issues.
The issue that they've said publicly is travel issues. And
Metro is pagged, to be fair. I'm trying to get to Chicago, but Walker Gate's shut again.
Trying to
Pac tried to do it with just an AB pass on ABC. It's not that far away.
He gets stopped by a checkie. You need to get off. Got a fine.
Yes, you got Newcastle Airport, get on the plane, go, oh no, I'll just go, no.
Tony, I've only got as far as Broccoli Wings.
I've accidentally wound up in Pally and
I've taken the B route. Oh no.
How have I wound up in Shields?
I've gone the wrong way towards
I'm on the ferry.
Oh no. Trying to get the Transpennine, but there's leaves on the line. There's no lack of stuff.
All right, Tony, I'm getting the megabus. I'll be there.
Wednesday.
July of next year.
It's only £1. It's canny, that.
In his gear.
Poor Gear sat waiting like this, just drumming his thighs.
My iPod's flat.
I'm coming home.
If the lady wants a baby, I'm the cock. That for 7 weeks. Anyway, yeah, so travel issues is the reason why that match is not happening.
Oh, look, you had a theory that maybe this was all kind of kayfabe, right?
Of course it is, because Andrade put out a tweet shortly after that saying Andrade versus ? Hinting that he's going to drop an open challenge on Sunday.
Which could lead to the debut of somebody.
Charlie Flakes.
Charlie Flakes.
Always Chicago.
Always Chicago could come out.
Yeah.
Or
It's gonna
Big
be Charlie.
Denver. Oh, that was his WWE name. Denver Big.
Large event. I know. I genuinely think it might lead to an open challenge, and then you've got a litany of options there. You've got.
If you just look at the roster
Right.
itself, I think there's enough there. You could feasibly, even keep it in house.
You could do.
So
you could
it's
do.
there are many.
But I
options.
think you run a risk of when Daniel Bryan is on the periphery of going, I want to fight anybody back there. Anything that isn't anything less than the best is a felony.
The problem is, though, now with the women's Casino Battle Royale being moved to the main card, surely if Andrade is doing an open challenge, it's going to have to be in the pre-show, which would be huge because a lot of people are going to see the pre-show that may not buy the whole event. So you may see somebody debut there, but it would feel a bit like a wasted moment. And I also think they're going to probably, and this is weird, I don't know, my brain's just telling me this could happen, that they could start with Punk on the night because, again, they're just going to get drowned out with CM Punk. And if the pre-show ends and it's coming up next is CM Punk, people are going to buy it.
I'd almost have CM Punk's entrance as the pre-show is ending.
Oh, God. WCW style. That's all we got time for.
Yeah.
Just cuts.
Just the riff.
Or what if at the end of the pre-show, Andrade comes out and goes, open challenge, and then with seconds counting down, you just hear diddle-oo-doo, cut. What?
Yeah.
Buy it! Quick!
Fuego del Sol comes out. Sorry. Sorry. I pressed the wrong button.
Yeah, lols. Just a trick.
I'll be good, actually.
Just tricked you there.
Yeah. WWE has revealed the latest set of Performance Center recruits, a group of 6, which includes Joseph Fatu, the younger brother of the Usos, and they're all big. Who knew?
It's good to have one. It's good to have a spare in it.
Yeah, right.
Just in case.
Well, in case. I don't know, something happens around the Usos involved in.
But Jacob Fatu's been doing a lot, though. I remember Vegas, we briefly met him. When I think we went over and we went over and spoke to Rikishi, which was amazing because it was Rikishi was yeah, and it was I'm getting to talk to Rikishi. But I'm sure he was in and around, floating around. He seemed I think everybody was just talking about him all weekend because I think he wrestled on a show that Jack went to, and Jack was saying it was just great. So there's been a lot of considerable amount of buzz around him for some time, so it makes sense he would end up, joining WWE at some point. So fingers crossed they don't drop the ball there and they let him just run with it. So
Yeah. And also, the son of Bull Buchanan.
The actual B squared. B squared squared.
B squared.
Oh,
B to the power of 3.
B to the power of 3. Oh, if you don't do that.
B3 comes out, you sunk my battleship. Oh, the best. Baby Bull himself.
So excited that Baby Bull Buchanan is.
I
now
really
in the
Being
company.
forced to do the kip up to the top.
I hope
Giants as a
he
kid.
becomes a megastar and that he has all these special themed entrances which are just random elements of his dad's old gimmicks.
Oh,
he just comes out in an all white shirt. He comes out with a bulletproof vest on. He comes out all rapper.
Truth
It's part of apartheid, yeah. all the classics.
We're rolling back the years.
Yes. Well, we did say it was going to be a retro Raw.
It's a retro Raw, retro SmackDown. Yeah, here we go. The sons of the people we're going to talk about in the other podcast.
I'm down for that.
It's just WWE the next generation.
I can't wait for them to be a
Basically.
success. It's and they do all this retconning. It's Bill Buchanan was a huge star in WWE 2000.
They
They
sell
just
him.
Photoshop his face in over trips with the title.
Triple H played, something. I was scheduled to lose the title to him, but at the last minute we went with,
Took an arrow to the knee.
we went with The Rock instead, but he was that close. Also, GameBiz noted today that all WWE Japan investors agreed to dissolve the company on September 1st. Also in the news, WWE Japan was still a thing.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
WWE Japan had, was it Kairi Sane working for them as an ambassador? But the thing is, I don't think the global localization plans are off the table for good. I think that they're eventually going to want to expand into all these markets because why not? There's money there. Let's go get the money that's there. That's how this works. So it's a very delicate process, but at the same time, I feel with the world situation and coronavirus, they kind of, was it 2019 they set up, or like late 2018, they were talking about this, and then 2019 WWE Japan became a thing. And then COVID happens, and literally nothing can go on in Japan. Like, you can't just be flying over there for meetings and trying to talk to X, Y, Z. And there were all these rumblings that they were looking to buy out another promotion. And
I heard that.
Okay, I was going to say, like, Sam, I wanted to get in before Tom. It's giving great analysis. Given that this is the dissolution? It's not
Yeah.
What is it?
Dissolution.
The end of WWE Japan. That means in memoriam. One last time, Tom.
Did I get to do my joke?
No analysis needed, Sam. One last time for all time. Tom, do the bit.
It's better be
Phone
good.
call. Triple H's phone rings. Say, "Hi, Trips. Are you interested in buying any of these promotions in Japan?" To which he goes, "No." All right, we're on it.
That's it. The last time we'll have to do that.
Oh, brilliant.
I've not heard that the first
No, I've
the first
never heard you
15
do that.
times he's
I've done it about 16 times on the SmackDown review.
the 3 times I stole it.
But I think eventually they will get their foot in the door some
go,
way,
yeah, back to
because
serious analysis,
it's every other territory, I guess, or region. They're going to want to get their foot through that door, and they're going to want to work with all these people and have that talent pool available to them, even if it's not so much buying a company out as establishing a working relationship and running them through like a partner company that maybe they have bought, so they could, say they buy, like, they're not going to do this, but if they were to buy Ring of Honor, but just let Ring of Honor keep going, doing its own thing, and they could use it as like a satellite maybe and run talent from elsewhere through there. I don't think it's ever going to get to the point where we have, not for a long time anyway, like a WWE Japan, a WWE Europe, and all these things that are just kind of big central hubs, but I don't see why they wouldn't go back to that eventually.
Do you think that they will, not supposed to calling them WWE Europe and Japan, do you think they'll do the NXT rollout at some point still? Because NXT UK is still a thing, and I have seen people from NXT UK getting new contracts signed.
Yes.
So they're obviously keen to keep...
With who?
This is
it
it.
Morrison's or Aldi? Because they're both...
with NXT UK.
Oh, okay.
Naughty boy. So there is obviously a passion for NXT UK, and then you just think that it's, at the moment, it feels like, ironically, an island unto itself.
Yeah.
And it would feel nicer in like a selection of like NXT Canada, NXT India, NXT Japan, NXT Australia.
I do think that it will eventually get to that if they can navigate the market in such a way that they can get those business relationships. But some of these territories are so locked down that, I mean, I remember when they announced, we're going to do WWE Japan, it was like, how? Like, how are you going to get in there when everybody else is already like struggling for power and time and venues, and it is a big promotional warfare thing over there. Like, I don't know how you're going to come in here as WWE, and there are
It's something they
obviously
tried to open
WWE
Tesco.
fans in Japan, but like it's, I don't know, it just makes me kind of question a lot.
I think it's like when they tried to open a Tesco in America, and it was like, we're fine, we've got ours sorted, and it just didn't, and it didn't work.
Or like
We're fine, thank you. We'll stick with Winn-Dixie.
Yes, who wouldn't?
Was it they tried to introduce Starbucks to Australia, not knowing that Australia is a very coffee-based country.
Yeah.
So they're like, guess what? You can get overpriced this. And they're like, what? I can get that from Sheila's for half the price. This didn't work.
Australia is brilliant on that front as well because of Burger King. Burger King came into Australia, tried to run, and then this other guy went, no, I'm the Burger King of Australia.
I heard about that story,
and
yes.
it just didn't stand up in court. They had to change the name to Hungry Jack's. And
That's
so
right.
That Burger King in Australia is Hungry Jack's.
To which somebody went, actually, I'm Hungry Jack.
Somewhere, our Jack is presumably not being hungry.
Yeah.
Hopefully. He's on vacation, by the way.
You'll be having a nice sleep.
You would
Yeah.
do a big sleep, I reckon.
Being a big sleep sandwich.
Enjoy your big sleep. Buddy. Enjoy your big sleep.
And all you're talking about then, it's just so funny. You talk about, blah, 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 global saturation. I'm just like, these are so normalized, isn't it, that we take it over the world?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Jerry Feds, what do you want to do tonight?
Same thing we do every night.
Rewrite the script for Raw seconds before it goes on. NWA. Yes, it is still around.
I will have no bad words.
It's just funny.
No bad words.
You
can rip on
the NWA, though.
You can rip on everything Smashing Pumpkins have done since reforming, but you cannot rip on the NWA.
I'm just saying, it's very cool to see the NWA still a thing.
Okay.
I mean, it is. Because it was what anniversary? The 73rd anniversary.
Yes.
That's very impressive.
I mean, this is it. We've got CMLL, formerly EMLL. They're like 80, 81 or so. They're approaching 80 or they're around that age.
They're the oldest.
They're the oldest on Earth. And then NWA, for the longest time, it wasn't even dormant. It was dead on its arse. It just didn't. It was there and it was always there, but it was
dead.
Yeah, it was just kind of like sat in a corner somewhere going and looking at everybody else, just like kind of
Having a lovely time.
God, I hope someone from the early 90s. But what's your most Smashing Pumpkins?
Rock, isn't it?
Are they rock?
They're alternative.
Alternative.
They're sort of like
go.
the first big swathe of alternative music.
Alternative. And Mike Patton walked past. He wasn't interested. Courtney Love also not interested. But there he goes. Getting him ready. Mr. Smashing Pumpkins himself, Big Billy, with a double header. Empower with the all-female show.
Empower.
What's got all the R's in the end? It is Empower.
Emperor.
Just call it Empower, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
No,
Empower.
It's not as good there. And on the 73rd anniversary, it's not actually, it's historic, I guess. I'm not sure how long it is. Sorry, where it is on the leaderboard, basically. Nick Aldis' title reign.
1,000+ days Nick Aldis was champion.
But for NWA, that might just be, whatever.
Yeah.
Number 6.
He's a transitional champion for the NWA.
It was a slow year, was it? Trevor Murdoch dethroned him.
And you know what, mate? I don't know whether you watched it.
I didn't.
You love that match because it's proper WWF 2000. That's the best way to describe the way that match was put together.
Yeah, I read this. That it was like a super kind of,
It was like an Attitude Era match.
Yeah.
It was really good. They just nailed it. Brawls in the crowd, proper heat on the heel for the babyface triumphant near the end. Oh, it was just beautifully told on what had been a really cracking night of wrestling. Full of nice surprises along the way. And some weird surprises too, like Judas Messias turning up.
Really?
Yeah, and winning the Battle Royal.
Judas Messias?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What are you doing here? winning the Battle Royal managed by the Sinister Minister.
Jimmy Mitchell.
Conan rocked up.
I'm amazed.
Managing
Jim Mitchell's
Mecha
not
Wolf
been-
from Bestia 666. It's good that. Ric Flair couldn't find the hard cam.
Of course.
That was the thing.
The hard cam couldn't find Flair. Nowhere.
That was a great promo by Flair that he did, and just like thanking WWE for all the things they did, and then telling some NWA stories. It felt really warm and friendly, but I was gutted because he was doing it all to the back of the room, and the hard camera was just looking
away from the camera being, thanks, Vince. Thanks, Vince, for taking the territories and for ruining what was such a beautiful, just goes off like that. Could you imagine? Cornette's just like sat somewhere in the distance. You can just hear him gently golf clapping.
But it was a great show. I really enjoyed. I love the aesthetic of the National Wrestling Alliance.
That's all good. But what was Empower like? Because the news I have is Awesome Kong announced her retirement.
She did.
Yes. I haven't seen Empower yet, but everything I've heard and read about Empower has been very positive.
Awesome Power said, Awesome Power.
Awesome Power.
Awesome Power is a great name.
Awesome Kong said farewell, said I want to go out with Gail Kim. They had a lovely hug at the end. It was really nice.
By the way, if no one's, because obviously it's youngins watch this. By the way, if you've not seen any of your Awesome Kong stuff, oh my god,
you need to see some Awesome Kong.
Yes,
for sure.
She's just incredible. And the height of the, or if you are youngins watching, the what was her name from Glow? What was it? The Welfare Queen from Glow. She was great in Glow.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
She was the Welfare Queen in Glow. She's flipping brilliant in that. So with that, Empower, a great Royal Rumble-esque main event. A lot of people gave a little bit of heat to Chelsea Green winning, as opposed to a young'un in amongst the match. I was fine with Chelsea winning. It gave us a fun match in Chelsea and Camille on the following night, We had Camille versus Leyla Hirsch, which was a great.
Oh, that's right. They built up an AEW. That's right. I remember.
That's where the meme did the rounds from that rude
What else happened,
video.
Tom?
From that night. I'm flogging my memory. Oh, of course. Alison Kay and Marty Bell, the Hex, become the first NWA Women's Tag Team Champions in about 100 years as well. Right. So, and it's great. It was a lovely tournament, real feel-good tournament. Let's do something with the women's tag division. There seems to be a lot of women's tag team belts floating around, but somehow less women's tag team wrestling than there's ever been.
Yes.
How is this a possible thing?
I think, when you've got the industry leader, the industry leader in the US, not really kind of engaging with it.
Japan,
and it's just like, I don't know. I guess in a way they kind of lead general, run-of-the-mill, vanilla wrestling taste, but we could really do with more. Like just tender love and care and attention paid to the booking of women's tag wrestling at the moment.
I'm very excited to see Masha Slamovich getting some love.
Oh, yes.
She's so good. She was on Desert Island Graps this week.
Is she?
She was, yes. She's stunning. She was in the Battle Royal at the end. She was very good.
It sounds weird, but how does she talk?
She's got like an American twang because she lived basically between Moscow and New York. She travelled back and forth.
Was that legit though?
Yeah, that's legit.
Okay,
yeah.
right.
No, she's legit Russian.
There's such a history of fake Russians.
Yeah.
We talk
I
about
have
it.
to check, are you actually Russian?
We talk about it as well in Desert Island Graps.
Okay,
We talk
cool.
about like how you feel about like so many famous Russian wrestlers not being Russian wrestlers. But no, she legit is
Have
Russian.
you actually seen any of Nikita Koloff's stuff?
Yes.
He's like, that's right, I beat you for the month. It's like, what? It's the best.
She's putting on a show in October for IWTV. Is Masha Slamovich called Borscht at the Beach. I love wrestling so much. It's so good.
I'll pre-order that. Also, I've got here because I didn't do it last week. It says, mention the cool fans Harvey and Ian at the NCL show that I went to, who were very nice, one of which had the Cultaholic shirt on. And I just forgot because so much stuff happening last week with the Summer Slams the next day. So thank you. Also, one of them knew where I lived, which is very worrying.
That's yeah.
You shot my middle, don't you? I went,
You just doxed yourself.
yeah, really. I'm like, oh no. It's not obvious, but nah, they were cool. And I thought that'd be a nice thing to end on. But the other thing obviously, the big news this week, ABBA. Back after 40 years.
And the day that Ross isn't on the podcast.
I am going to score the most MAM points ever when I get my MAM tickets to that. I'll have to probably sell a kidney, but oh my God, I'm going to go see ABBA live. Holograms of ABBA. It's going to be mental. Grew up on that music.
Yeah.
And Iron Maiden, weirdly.
You're not a fan about Iron Maiden this week. The guy who does the voiceover the intro to Number of the Beast. That Number of the Beast is 600. Yeah, he's the same guy who does the intro to Count Duckula.
Was it not? I thought it was Vincent Price, wasn't it?
No, I thought it was Vincent Price as well. No, it's some guy doing that kind of style.
Okay.
Multitasking.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love that. That's very cool. Yeah. Like that. I must say, I'm glad that...
Vampire Hall of Fame. Go on, Tom.
Duckula. I'm glad ABBA's back.
Yes.
I'm going to let you finish. I'm glad you're back. Hologram's great. I think the new songs are a bit rubbish.
Come on, Tom, they're in their 70s.
Sorry.
Tom, they're in their 70s.
I'm sorry.
Tom, they're in it's ABBA.
It's
like if Led Zeppelin got back together, right?
Yeah, but
the music ain't gonna be the same. But it's still Led Zeppelin.
But they make
it's still Led Zeppelin.
They make disco bangers and they gave us a dirge. It was like the return of Dino Spumoni and Hey Arnold.
No, but they wwrote ballads. They wrote a lot of different genres of music.
No, but I think maybe I was ready for like
you wanted 70s,
and I just thought, oh, it's been a lovely time.
But there's a lot of that in ABBA's repertoire anyway.
But I just
like a hell of a lot of it.
And then the second song they had as well. I can't remember what it's called. But it sounds like...
Oh, that's a good one.
Right. But listen to it. Does it not sound like back in the days of WCW where they said, Jimmy Hart, we really want Gimme, Gimme, Gimme as a song.
Yes.
Can you do a rework that doesn't get us copyright sued?
I've got to be careful what I say because if my mum sees this, she will flay me. But
No, she'll flame me. That's fine.
If I agree with you, I get flayed too, Tom.
Fair.
So it's I don't know. I'm excited to see them potentially.
This is like Juventud Guerrero coming back versus Jericho, and be like, people like me going, "Yay, Juve, yay, Juve Juice," and then him having a match and be like, a bit ropey. Yeah.
That's fair.
Been a while since he's done this, pal.
Yeah, like, you
him
gotta-
coming back. If ABBA came back after 40 years and had songs just as good as they did, then that's
Amazing.
then
Why-
the greatest
why
band
not?
in the history of the
Why
planet.
not?
And you know, like, I'm never really a hologram guy, but the fact that they've been able to be hands-on with it, and
Oh, yeah, you're not.
I nearly swore at you there.
I nearly swore on your behalf.
The fact that they're getting involved with it and the fact that they're actually, you know, helping produce is a lot better to me than, say, the Dio situation, which is just very delicate. And Wendy Dio wants, you know, everybody to still experience Dio live, but it's just odd that Dio's still touring as a hologram. And it's odd when you look at it was cool, but it was odd when you saw like the 2-pack hologram. But I don't know, with them being so involved with it, it's more like, okay. And they've got a big purpose-built arena.
I think it'll be an amazing experience. Look, I'd always rather be happy than right.
I do. I wonder
So
what the
the-
crack's going to be, though, for seats, because holograms, I'm fairly sure you have to still see them front on, otherwise they're just flat.
Oh, I did wonder if it's going to work from every perspective.
So unless it's all seated facing forward, or all the seats are kind of tilted forward, because it's purpose-built, so they're going to have something in mind. But if not, then I reckon there'll be like look at us talking about ABBA. There'll be like when there's like a center stage or something, and they'll probably flip between different areas of the arena, maybe. Like, so that everybody gets a bit of like a front-on experience with it. But
Will it be different in every place they go? Where they'll be like, "How are we feeling tonight in Manchester?"
this is the future, though.
Manchester, England.
The thing is, though, like, this is potentially the future for WWE to some degree. With you could, if there was a way that you could take a hologram and make it 3D and make it projectable, you could literally just show old matches live. So you could run a greatest ever WWE card with, the greatest matches you've ever seen. I imagine that tech is like 50 years away, 100 years away. But if the company's still around at that point, you got to know that you're going to be able to probably one day go see Hogan Andre. And on the same card, you'll see Rock Austin. And on the same card, you'll see TLC2. And it'll just be like, what? And you'll just be watching these like laser beams.
Right.
and
Macho Man
popping for
versus
it.
ABBA.
Yeah. Soundtrack by Dio.
Guess ring announcer, Tupac Shakur.
We rock!
I was hoping it would be wrestlers facing holograms. So like Andre the Giant versus Braun Strowman.
Somehow the hologram can attack you, but you can't attack it.
Yeah. Saudi Arabia's going to be the easiest thing ever. Can we have friends right? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anybody
we
you
found
want.
him.
We can have 3 if you want.
Do you want Lutez? Cheese favorite wrestler. I have 3. Red Andre, Green Andre.
What a great story. What a great podcast.
Not yet. Can't shoot your load. Yeah, that's the podcast. Yeah, goodbye. That was the news.
Everybody get excited for the Cultaholic Hall of Fame.
Now time for everyone's favourite segment, the Hall of Fame. And last week's results in condescending order. Andrew X. Beryl, the SummerSlam punishment than a coop chicken. 16%.
What?
I genuinely thought that was a shoo-in.
Yeah,
but
it was so cringe. I had to stop it like 3 times.
I thought he
I-
did.
I-
couldn't-
you appreciate
I had
this.
to like take like 5-minute breaks, and
Yeah.
then it was just sat staring at me at my TV, and I was like, "Oh, press play."
So I said it was like watching Uncut Gems. That
Yes.
level of anxiety. Jack's little night out, 23. No, hang on. The thing that Jack was still recovering from last week got more votes than one of the
that
best
was-
things Andrew's done on the channel, one of the best things Colin's put out in forever.
I'm furious.
You know what? Finally, make an appearance because you're not here to defend yourself. So here we go, the personification of passive aggressivism. Hey, I'm not gonna make like, oh no, the Hall of Fame. I've got it. I went out with my mate last night. Second place.
All
Second
I'm
place.
gonna say is that night got needlessly hairy drunk wise. I don't think we were prepped to be that drunk, but we got drunk.
I'm happy for you. Really, I am. But all right. But it doesn't matter because first place by a country mile. The emotional fan from CM Punk's Rampage debut, 61%. I was a little surprised at that, but looking back at it, people weren't voting because, yay, emotional dude. I think people are going, yes, I understand completely, mate. CM Punk's back. I'm emotional and a fan. So, well done there, Ross. Oh, you're not here. So, who sits there? Ross sits there.
Oh,
You
okay.
can be Ross. You can go first.
Okay. I'm going to put in to the Cultaholic Hall of Fame Dr. Now from My £600 Life.
What?
Dr. Now.
Dr.
Now.
Now. So My £600 Life, it's a show, I think it's on Discovery, I think.
Oh yeah, one of those brilliant Discovery shows as that network falls further and further. From
It's
grace.
dropping into the abyss, and so basically, it's very big people, and they have to finally get themselves in order, and it documents their journey.
Yeah.
They're 9-10 months plus of losing the weight, and part of that journey is going to see this expert in weight loss called Dr. Now. Now, the majority of these stories are they'll go in. They will. They'll speak to Dr. Now. He'll put them on a diet plan, and he'll
Sorry,
check.
can you hear the typing?
Looking up
Dr. Now. There he is. There we go. Look at Dr. Now.
That's Dr. Now from My £600 Life. There's your boy. There is your boy.
Look at him.
Now, the majority of times...
He looks like a sad old tabby cat.
The majority of times they'll come in and he'll give advice and they'll follow the path and you watch their journey back. It's great. But you get some people on this show who are just horrible people who just who will, and Dr. Now will say, right, you've got to lose 100 pounds in a month. And they'll just keep eating. And then they'll go in and they'll get weighed and they'll be like, you're up 30 pounds. And then they have to go into this little room and face Dr. Now.
Is it like an addiction thing, or is it more, when it's the horrible people, is it more like well, I don't need this help?
Yeah. It's a lot of them are like that. And they'll go in and Dr. Now will go, okay, you were meant to lose 100 pounds. You've put 30 on. And it'll be the excuses. They go, hey, I didn't do anything different. I followed the diet to the letter. And he's just cutting and withering. You're like, well, you haven't because you've put 30 pounds on. And there's no softness to him at all. I think one person...
just like a proper late 90s TV specialist type, no.
They'll claim it's water weight, and he'll go, I can assure you that 100 pounds is not water weight. And it's when they go in and they've got an attitude with him that he's just so withering and cutting. On YouTube, you can watch Dr. Now's most savage moments.
Right.
And so it shows you just how in the zeitgeist
so you got the little
he is.
sunglasses image that people like to put on.
Yeah. And it's just when it's...
Well, they just drop in it.
It's those moments when you're watching somebody who is generally not a nice soul, and you watch them get weighed, and it tells you they go into the room, they get weighed, and they're 30 pounds up, and they should have been 150 pounds down, and then you're kind of going, here we go. Now they're going to go into the little room, and then you see Dr. Now coming in, and he's just looking angry immediately, and you're like, here we go.
So not only is it exploiting these people's situations, now it's I hope this person hasn't lost weight, so Dr. Now can have a go.
This sounds like a really vicious cycle, this TV program.
It really... Now, there are some people that go on there who are genuinely lovely, and you're pulling for them. And you can see Dr. Now's attitude change when he knows that they're really going for it. And you love to see it. I like to see it when they come out the other side. But at the same time, when somebody's horrible... they kind of use excuses when you've watched the footage and you know they've ducked and dived and avoided the diet and all this stuff. You kind of want Dr. Now to tear him apart in the next bit.
Does he have the ultimate weapon though? Does he just go off on one and at the end he goes, you know what? I'm not mad at you. I'm just disappointed.
He'll go that thing. Go well. It's you.
That just cuts so much.
He'll go.
Sam, I've
It's
seen
you.
this. They go. When do you want me to lose the weight? He looks at the camera and goes, no.
I wish he
Camera
did.
pushes right in and it pulls out and they're on a set.
Yeah. All these people no! sing along.
But he'll just I think quite often he'll go, look, it's you that needs to lose the weight here. You will die. And if that he'll tell him like it is. And so that's why I want to put him in when people are arsey in that show. I think they deserve a cutting down from Dr. Now. And
so they edited to make them look like horrible people. So it's it's interesting seeing how media works.
Yeah. Maybe there's a bit of that.
My £600 life, starring a bunch of arseholes.
And Dr. Now.
And Dr. Now, who was not an arsehole.
But he's become such a star that you can book him on Cameo, Dr. Now.
Right.
So I'd like him to a cameo for me at some point. Just shouting at me for putting weight on.
Yeah, if I had one of those, that'd be so helpful.
No! Happy birthday, Tom.
You need to lose the weight. Sorry, I had the script the wrong way around.
Get milk. That's a shopping list. Sorry. I beg your pardon.
So Dr. Now for the Hall of Fame for me from My £600 Life.
Beautiful.
Lovely.
I do like Dr. Now, but prefer From Russian with Love.
From Russia with Love.
with loaf. Come on.
That's a good shout.
Do you expect me to talk? No, I expect you to diet. That's pretty good, that, actually. I'm eager to hear what Sam Cox hasn't said yet, so I'm going to say mine now. I've been playing a lot of Assassin's Creed Black Flag this past week.
Lovely game.
Because I've never played Assassin's Creed before and thought now would be a good time. So I was a bit surprised when I'm like, oh, cool, I'm an assassin the pirate was doing an assassin thing. And
Yeah.
it went, woo, 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 woo. Hello, you're in the video game place. And
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, you're not real, like, assassin?
Yeah, they've like scaled up the animus, and now it's like this weird collective secret experience-y project that they can
Westworld.
also sort of.
Yeah.
And it's I love that game. It got like a load of negativity from a lot of the more diehard fans.
Right, this is what I was going to segue it, because I've asked people, what do you think of it? And they're like,
Yeah.
no, because it's not very Assassin's Creed-y. It's more piratey.
But I love pirates.
That's my point. My nomination this week is pirates.
No.
I want
Good old
yours to
school
go in
pirates.
immediately.
Because I've just realised, like, yeah,
Pirates are cool.
pirates are something that I enjoyed as a kid.
Yeah.
Arr. And now I'm an adult. I'm like, oh, I still like pirates.
I-
Muppet Treasure Island,
Yeah.
Pirates of the Caribbean, especially the later
Paul
films,
Burchill.
it's got weird. Paul Burchill, yes. Jean-Pierre Lafitte.
Jean-Pierre
Yes.
Lafitte.
Arr,
It is-
take your jacket, Brett.
in his little tour boat, and it was like on my ship, and he's in the galley of what looks like just a small fishing vessel.
And
I-
the fact that I learned via the Simpsons history posting page that the stereotype of pirates speaking like "Arr, I be pirate" is because of one of the first pirate films they did in the Hollywood period. It must be in the 50s. They based it on the West Country accent.
Oh god!
Yeah.
So that's why now, even to this day, it's like, all right.
I thought it was
the
due to
new
where the-
pirate film.
I mean, of course,
Ben Kingsley is
one
the
of-
head pirate. Arr, I'm Ben Kingsley.
I thought it was because the West Country was where like the shipping area was.
That makes some
and,
sense.
and pirates came in.
I was
going
going
to
to say there were probably pirates that definitely spoke with that accent because we have such a history of giving the world pirates.
That'd be weird. Arr, I'm from Havana. It's like, yeah.
I'm gonna get to Nassau.
Yeah.
But
Colosseum.
It's like straight up pirates are awesome. If you've never read Treasure Island, it is one of my favorite books. It's amazing. And have you seen Black Sails?
No, I've heard good things about it.
Mate,
Is it good?
It's so you've read Treasure Island, right?
Oh, yeah,
You
yeah.
know the story of. So it's all about Captain
Kermit the
Flint's
Frog
gold.
and
So Black Flag is about Black Flag. Black Sails is about Captain Flint's gold and the origins of all
okay.
of that. And it's like, please, if there is a god and all is right in the world, in like 15 years' time, can we get this whole cast back together and do Treasure Island? Because Black Sails is so good. It's so good. It's so good.
Oh, thank
it's
you for the
so
recommendation.
good. But you should definitely check it out. I think it's all on Prime.
I be Doctor Now.
The opening scene, mate.
You need
is
to
like-
lose your booty.
But the opening scene of Black Sails is like it's a pirate attack on a ship from the perspective of the people being attacked, and then
okay.
it's like mental. It's so good, and then it just flips, and all the pirates were just kind of working
Yeah,
all
yeah.
of these soldiers and sailors, and it was like it's all just kind of a bit wrestling. I love it.
Yeah. Because I even watched. There was like, was it the '95 film called just Pirates? Or
Yes,
something?
yeah. I think
Because it ends. I don't know why I remember this, but all the reviews. It's great when you watch a film as a
Yeah.
kid and as an adult. It's like the reviews were horrible. It bombed. You're like, oh, I liked it. But it's at the very end. This female pirate's taking on the big boss, and the guy's like,
Yeah.
what are you gonna do? I'm a man. I'm much stronger than you. And he's like, yeah, whatever. Takes off this big. Like blanket thing, and it's a
Yeah.
cannon. It's like, yeah, stitch this, kaboom! Just flies off like Team Rocket, like, arr!
Blackbeard's blasting off again.
I'll be back in Pirates. Oh no, I won't. Oh no. But yeah, it's just how cool they are, and yeah,
Yeah.
like one interpretations like Dark Sails, was it?
Black Sails.
Black Sails.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, makes sense. And just reading stuff like. Oh, which pirate was it that would have little fireworks?
I think that was Blackbeard. I think
yeah,
that
Thatch
was
would
Edward
have such
Teach,
a big beard. He's like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm not scared of him. He's just one dude with a big beard. Shows up his beard's
he's
on fire.
He
He's
had
got
all
his
of
guns
the
on.
like,
You're like,
cannon
whoa.
fuses and stuff, and he'd light them to look. But that's part of Black Sails shows you like there is an element of pageantry to terrifying the people you're boarding. So they've got like some of them have like fake teeth. It is like super wrestling-y.
I was about to say like what a great like.
And then there's
and then
on
Blackbeard.
top of that, you have like islands and places like Nassau where there is a lot of politics involving the British first and foremost, but then the pirates themselves and the plunder that they're all going to go after, whether they're going to work together or they're going to screw each other over. And it is just wrestling. It's amazing.
Yeah. So pirates from Hook to
the guys in the game overboard.
Overboard.
Yeah.
There we go.
Wow.
Wait, Ross isn't here. We do not have to press. No, you press a button. No, but we all got it though.
What a game. Hula World. Let's Klonoa.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Steph,
Demo 1.
That's right. B team.
Let's just not do this week in wrestling. Let's just talk about games.
Yeah, there we go. We'll talk about spit boring.
Let's just do triple
Every time
jumps.
if we go to a bit in Raw or SmackDown that we don't like or boring, we're like, whatever. Hey, Warrior Land 2, eh?
Oh,
but before that,
very good.
Sam.
Yes, so mine's a little bit more grounded in the wrestling world. I've been watching a lot of Kevin Nash interviews fairly recently, and I think this might have been brought up before on the podcast, but I'm going to try again. My pick is Kevin Nash's wheezing. And it's one specific shoot interview he does where he is, for some reason, inexplicably, doing a shoot interview while eating a plate of ravioli. Like a bottomless plate of ravioli. And it's like, so what did you think of like Sean? And at the time, like, was there any politics backstage with like this? And how did Vince look at this? And he's just like, and just eating. And he's mic'd so uncomfortably close that like Kevin, of course he's going to make dad noises while he eats. He's a dad.
Can you while he's saying this, can you, Kevin Nash raviolis or something? Because you're doing it a lot of justice.
Yeah.
But there's so much stuff going on.
It's like a barrage of things. Like there shouldn't be an interview being conducted at the same time as a meal.
Yeah.
And then on top of it,
in the background
people in the background.
So you hear like, so what do you think about Sean? It's like, hey, you're right, man.
And then on top of it, there is actually a compilation of just the wheezes, I think.
Yes,
but
there is.
it's there you go. This is it. It's just surreal. Like everything. It's like
it's like watch us every week on Twitch.
It's like if David Lynch produced a shoot interview. It's just none of it makes sense.
I reckon.
Plus, I interrupt again because there's so much stuff. Not only is it's a live thing, it's not framed properly. I mean, obviously they've zoomed in on Nash here, so it's
chucking a
off
lot
there.
in, isn't he?
But
Jeez.
he's having to hold his microphone.
Yes.
Like here, while he eats,
and it's
he's asked. It's like, so we think of.
Yeah, and
as
you
he's
can
eating,
hear like the teeth on the fork. You can hear everything. It's not his fault. It's just a weird setup.
He's as pink as the logo.
But as well,
pink.
I think I read up somewhere that this took place actually in Gargano's restaurant, which is Johnny Gargano's family's
I've heard that as well.
place. So that just ties it in even more beautifully because that's the same restaurant obviously Adam Cole would go to in all those really threatening NXT promos.
Yeah.
But like
they're in the table.
There is a supercut. There is just a supercut of just
I really want the story behind how this got set up.
I think it might be one of those things where
those like lovely videos they've done on Cultaholic, like about the WF's first
The story
talent,
of the story of
the Summer of Punk. Kevin Nash and Julian Howe, yes, thank you. Kevin Nash and the ravioli. What happened?
What happened?
The only way I
what
can
happened?
think about this happening and like logically how it could have happened is there are a lot of podcasts and things like that. Like I know Cornette used to do it. I think that Conrad does it or did it with Bruce at some point, and various other talents. But they'll get like a Red Lobster, or they'll book out like a suite at a restaurant, like a chain, and then fans come along. They have like a kind of like a live meal and chat. But I believe the meal and chat usually take place at separate times. I don't know, but it's one of the most baffling things. One of the most baffling bits of wrestling media out there, and I can't stop watching it. It's like a slow motion car crash.
Yeah, like all right. So podcast center with fully.
We should have brought ravioli to the table here today.
Is that much? Gargano's restaurant. $20 and as long as you bring your own mic. Fantastic. There we go.
Did Diamond Dallas Page do one? Because they could call it a mukbang.
Oh God. One thing,
Come back soon, Ross and Jack.
I was actually fighting whether to put Kevin Nash's Weezers or your Akira shirt into the Hall of Fame.
Oh,
that is
Ooh.
a sweet
I want to see what it
shirt.
looks like on these lovely cameras rather than my crappy one. So
It looks lovely, that does, yeah.
thank you.
Oh, what a film.
Not so bad
What a
yourself.
film.
But yes, I've brought this up many times, so it'd be good to see. You know what? If Pirates gets beaten by Kevin Nash's Ravioli,
I want Pirates to win.
Or indeed the other pick, Dr. Now. The fiendish Dr. Now.
I think Dr. Now will probably have a word with Kevin Nash and go, you need to eat less ravioli.
He's just like in peak physical
for another
condition.
$5,000.
He's just like, he just stood there, chiseled out of marble at like the age of 50.
You need to lose
whatever, and he's
£100.
Like, you need to lose £100, Kev. And it's just like, can you imagine him just giving him the jackknife? Just Dr. Now straight out of like a second story window through his van. Yeah.
I stand by it.
Yeah. Well, those are the 3 picks of the Patreon this week. Dr. Now. Pirates. Just Pirates.
Just Pirates in general.
Yeah. And Kevin Nash versus Ravioli? Or
Yeah, Kevin Nash is
wheezing?
wheezing. Yeah.
Just Kevin Nash is wheezing.
Just the.
I hope people that don't listen to the podcast see that and go,
It's like
I never noticed
they
that
look at it and
before.
go, didn't even know he liked Pokemon.
Patreon.com/Cultaholic.
That says, this week in the wrestling. It's this bloody week in the wrestling.
The week in wrestling. That's this week in wrestling, isn't it? It should be that week of wrestling, given that's in the past.
Bloody week in the wrestling.
Our week of wrestling.
A week of wrestling.
This week in the wrestling.
It's just stuff from 2000. Bull
Yeah.
Buchanan.
Yay!
Well, we might as well talk about that rather than what happened on Raw because of multiple advertised matches. Bobby Lashley versus Sheamus. John Morrison versus The Miz. And Eva Marie versus Doudrop. Did not take place on the show.
Do we not start with SmackDown normally?
Yeah, you're right. Why is Raw here? Oh, no.
What is Raw doing in the Impact Zone?
Buggery bugger. Why is Raw there?
Sorry, SmackDown is at the end of
There we go.
the page. Everybody find
Page
your page.
5.
Ross and
Page
Jack come
5,
back
everybody.
soon. Ross and Jack come back
Yeah, we're missing you. Should we leave that in? Might as well.
soon. Yeah, leave that in. It's
So people
fine.
go, that's why we want the real team in. And we're like, all right, you got us there. And by real team, we mean ABBA. We'll no doubt be,
I'd
no
love
doubt
for
be
ABBA
appearing
to
in
do
there.
this next week.
That'd be great. They could
Holograms,
Do
though.
this, and then we'll do Fortnite or something. Anyway, where are we? I'm back at school.
Could you
SmackDown
imagine
results.
ABBA returning in Fortnite?
There was something in the air that... Not anymore, there isn't. SmackDown. Let's do 3 bits here. Here is Becky Lynch. The jacket that makes her look like a matador to say she's back on top. A year and a half ago, she blah, blah, blah. She picked up, said some bunch of stuff. She knows that some people are unhappy with her, but she is sorry. For absolutely nothing.
Oh! Blah, blah, blah.
The fans like that because it's Becky Lynch finally returning.
Yes.
The crowd are not willing to boo her just now.
No.
But they do like Bianca Belair, who comes out, still gets cheered.
Yep.
She isn't about to make excuses because that isn't who she is. But she isn't good about SummerSlam. And then Liv Morgan and Zelina come out going, hi, we haven't lost this week yet. And then they have a 3-way. And Zelina Vega is currently 0-8. So clearly no hard feelings there. About what's happened in the past. Yeah, weird that they had Becky Lynch come out and back and return as a baddie.
I've found this strange since it was kind of, well, I mean, I didn't agree with the situation with Bianca losing so quickly, even if it meant that Becky was going to be heel, simply because Bianca deserved more than to be squashed like that. And like just at the most base level. They could have, there was so much dead time that they used with Rick Boogs and Nakamura that you're telling me you couldn't just cut one of those things and give them 5 minutes. But it felt like, because afterwards it was almost like a press release of like WWE is turning Becky Lynch heel. And it was like, well, yeah, now you are. But was that the plan? Like, what's the situation?
Apparently it was the plan. Do you know whose plan it was?
Who?
Becky Lynch.
Yeah.
Becky Lynch wanted to come back.
As a heel.
Apparently so. She'd seen Roman's work recently and was like,
Oh, I wanna do
enamored with
that.
it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a... Look, right, we
Yep.
might be watching this in 6 months' time going, oh, Becky Lynch, best heel in the
Yeah,
business.
exactly.
But there's a big difference between Roman Reigns and Becky Lynch in terms of Roman was already getting booed and, he
And
just
Becky was
embraced
already
it, came
over
back.
as all hell.
Becky is really liked, but so is Belair. So I'm just going to wait and see, which is one of those cop-out terms,
Yeah,
I guess,
but
because it could happen,
but
like I
you got
said.
to, don't you?
but
Like, you
right
just
now it
gotta-
ain't.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see where we go with that.
And there was a bunch of rematches because it's SmackDown, so skip the important bit. Baron Corbin, now in a new suit and a hat, drives up in a nice car and says you can now all call him Happy Corbin.
We got there.
Corbin is in the arena, now with a slow machine-themed Titantron video that says, winner, and he dances in the ring where the red ropes are waiting on him. He's ready to file for bankruptcy on Monday and says everything was our. Now, though, everything is back. It looks incredible. You get a series of him gambling in Las Vegas and making a ton of money. He is now the mayor of Jackpot City. His wife even welcomed him back with Wagyu beef. And now he's talking to Big E and says, look, Big E, you don't need that briefcase. Let me buy it off you. And he says, even though Big E's kids need braces, he refuses to sell. Instead, he offers to sell him half a sandwich, a pencil, or an Arkansas Razorbacks plushie. Big E tells him to hit the bricks. Corbin does so, complete with an awesome song. Like I said, babyface Corbin, that'll never work.
Corbin,
here we are. So heel Becky could work.
Corbin's great. Like, Corbin has clearly ticked all the boxes. He's on TV all the time. They must love him backstage, and he does pretty much everything that's asked of him. I don't know what more anybody could want from him. If you still don't like Baron Corbin now, I don't think you're ever going to get it. But, like, it's even down to everybody, like... Everybody kind of going on about the King thing getting stale, and it's like that was the point. I always felt like Corbin would make such a big deal about being king of the ring, and like he was king for so long, and he was the only person that rocked up with the crown and cape. He was the only person that kept insisting he was king, and he was better than everybody else. He was a king in his own mind, and that's why you're supposed to feel like, just go away, stop wearing the crown. Like, you're supposed to feel that. Because
I think quite a few other kings
he thinks
did
he's
it.
cooler than he is, though. Like, this is the thing, and everybody kind of got a bit like burnt out on it. And so I do understand it went on for a while, and he didn't really have the best of stuff to play with story-wise, but it did work in terms of his character. Like, he is that douche who would just go off like that, and right now he's running around being all winner, winner, winner.
What, you didn't like that storyline where you had a team and then you didn't have a team?
Or, dog food?
All right, yeah. Beating Shorty G every week.
Yeah.
You're Shorty G.
You're
You're
short.
crap. You're right. I'll call myself Shorty
Was
G.
it?
I
So
called
did
himself Shorty G.
It started with, did it start with Corbin, then went to Sheamus, then went to Corbin, then went back to Sheamus? Or was it Sheamus, then Corbin, then Sheamus,
yeah,
then
and
Corbin?
Shorty G just couldn't get enough of losing to both of them.
They legitimately they would, something would come up for one of them, like either Sheamus or Corbin, and it'd be like, right, swap in. And it would just carry on as if that had been the story all along. And it's like, what? Like, he was wrestling Corbin for the last 3 weeks, and now Sheamus is just standing in going, you're short. Like, what?
Yes. Anyway, he's good now, isn't he? I thought they were going to go with the obvious thing of went to Vegas and gambled. Oh, no, shit. Oh,
I've lost everything.
No. He's like, but no. He's like, no, I'm back to being happy. Because now, you're right, either he's going to keep on being happy, Corbin, trying to buy stuff, or he'll lose it all again. It'll be great.
I can't wait.
You hope there's an end game for this. But I think with a lot of things, like, we always hope that WWE is the UK office. It always inevitably becomes the US office with stories where, like, we haven't got a finish point. We're just going to keep on going, and we'll figure it out as we go.
Yeah.
It's a weird analogy.
Well, UK office always was always planned to be 2 seasons and a Christmas special, and that was it. Whereas the US office just kind of kept going and going. And
It
going
became
and
its
going
own
and
beast,
going
didn't
and
it?
going
With
and
its
going.
own distinct humour.
Right.
It was a dig on neither the US nor the UK office.
Oh, okay.
It was more just a case of the UK office.
I was going to say, you've got to be careful with that, because I'm not going to reveal where my allegiances stand.
No,
with
that's
the
fine. I like
offices,
them both.
But yeah, if you say that one's better than the other, people really don't like it. People really don't like it.
There was a guy
Really
on...
not, if you say you got a preference.
Yeah, well, if you like the UK one, people tend to be more understanding. But if you go, well, the other one's better, people go, you what?
It's like because me and my friends talk about this, if you go to a Blur fan and it's like, Oasis are better, they don't care.
Yeah.
If you go to an Oasis fan and say Blur are better, they really care.
Yeah. No, well, that kind of speaks volumes as to your average Oasis mega fan. That's all I'm going to say.
no,
They're great.
no.
They've got a lot of good songs, but...
You know what? Yeah, so who are you in that little feud?
AEW. No. We're Blue and Oasis. Pulp.
I think Blur wrote catchier, more like of the moment, younger songs, but Oasis have written an equal amount of bangers, and Oasis wrote Acquiesce.
Yeah.
And
Maybe they've both written great songs, and we don't have to choose which one we like.
That's not what I asked. Anyway, the Bloodline is on their way to the ring, and Paul Heyman tries to hand him Roman Reigns the title. Reigns says Heyman is coming with them because he is family, and Reigns loves him. Oh, isn't that nice?
Oh.
Bloodline for the big family celebration. Reigns takes his time listening to fans booing him, so Paul Heyman says the people have the chance to acknowledge him. In addition, you may cheer for the Usos as well. God. Heyman says, we have seen enough of John Cena. He's beaten. He's gone. Bye. See you at Suicide Squad 2. Cue Finn Balor to say that a lot of people are talking about the Universal title, but he was wanting to challenge for the title himself. Balor doesn't trust anyone around here, though, when he isn't waiting around. Said he wants his title shot next week on SmackDown.
Nice.
There's no answer, but Balor charges at the three of them to start the brawl. Cue the Street Profits to go after the Usos. So a bunch of house show matches around the horn. Balor hits the coup de grace on Jay as an annoyed Reigns watches from the stage to end the show. The challenge didn't get an answer. So I guess next week they can come out and go, yeah, I'm not, I didn't say yeah.
Yeah, there'll be some sort of weird shenanigans that'll build to some sort of pay-per-view match, I imagine.
Yeah, I'm all right with that.
Yeah.
Because Balor did kind of look like, you know, the dud in the situation was like, hello, Cena. Move out the way, Finn. All right, yeah, okay, yeah. But
There was a story in the news today, actually, from Finn Balor, who did an interview with BT Sport, and before coming back to SmackDown, he'd pitched to go to NXT UK instead.
Oh.
So
what?
Yeah. So he said he felt his time running down on NXT, and then somebody said, "Hey, come do some stuff on SmackDown." He went, "How about I go to NXT UK instead? I'll do that." And he went, "Nah, come SmackDown. Come on."
That would have been.
Are you all right, Finn?
It would have been huge for NXT UK. I think
Massive
it's
for
one of the
NXT
things
UK.
that NXT UK is really not in need of, but it would be a good get for them. Would be, you know, an established US TV name that people can go and see regularly for an extended period of time in the UK.
I think when they get back in
Running,
front of fans,
you know,
they'll do
over
that.
that division.
Yeah.
I do think so. Yeah.
Once they're back in front of fans, I think you'll see a name from Raw or SmackDown go and do an extended run in NXT UK.
Yeah.
I think it'll help things. I think Balor would have been perfect.
Yeah.
Balor and Dragunov. Do you not want Balor and Dragunov?
No, I want that.
Yeah, it'd be great.
Balor and Rampage.
Oh.
Woo! Give me that.
Oh.
Give me that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You've been all positive. So SmackDown. Raw's next. Yay! Yes, multiple advertised match, blah, blah. The company opened the show with Damian Priest's Open Challenge. And the segment was used to set up two title matches for later on the episode. United States Championship match between Priest, McIntyre, and Sheamus. And Arcade Bro versus Lashley and MVP for the Raw Tag Team titles.
Nice.
In the first title bout, Priest, McIntyre, and Sheamus produced a fantastic 21-minute match.
They did.
The Scottish Warrior thought he had the match won down the stretch, but Priest caught him with the reckoning for the surprise 1-2-3. Well, there's a newsflash for you. McIntyre and Sheamus have a good match.
I know,
That's what
right?
Priest
But
said.
with Priest in there as well, like this was the best match on Monday Night Raw.
Oh, this, yeah.
The best
Yeah.
match on Raw.
If you watch one thing of Raw, this was the
Watch that.
This was-
Oh, actually, there's two things to watch on Raw. The other one I don't think is in these particular notes, but it was on Monday Night Raw where we had Nia Jax versus Charlotte Flair.
Oh.
God, it's crazy how like a few days pass and you forget about really
Yeah.
important things, isn't it? Well, anyway, Rhea Ripley defeated Shayna Baszler. It was all right. Viking Raiders defeated Jinder Mahal. Oh yeah, missing. Karrion Kross defeated whatever.
Umberto.
Oh yeah, you're
Don't
right.
you whatever Umberto Carrillo.
No,
he may not be getting as
I'm
much
not.
love, but I love that man.
I promise
And
you,
his
I'm
little
not
dimples.
whatevering Carrillo in that situation.
Simple dimples.
Nia Jax defeated Charlotte Flair. Now, first of all, it's weird that Nia Jax would be beating Charlotte Flair at this point. With
Yeah.
Nia Jax is just having a thing with Shayna Baszler where they're forever feuding. I thought Charlotte Flair
And
was
Charlotte
just
Flair was gearing up for a match against Alexa Bliss. But this Raw that we watched on
but
Monday
Alexa
night.
Bliss wasn't there.
Well, she was there, but she was on the first and second rewrites of Monday Night Raw. But then when Vince went, I feel like
Yeah.
something, decided to write her off for the third rewrite.
You can achieve a couple of things by having that shock victory over Charlotte, though, because one, it rocks Charlotte, and it can, you can sew in that storyline uncertainty after such a loss, and then two, it bolsters Nia's kind of standing as a threat that's able to take down Charlotte Flair while she continues a feud with Baszler.
Yeah. Maybe they were told, look, you know what, can you just do something, take people asking us, so where is Sasha Banks? Because currently no one knows. Also, where's Kofi Kingston? Yeah, all these other pesky questions were getting asked. I don't know what was up with this match, but both of them were definitely off. I know a lot of people really have it in for Nia Jax because she exists. But me looking at this, no, I'm not a wrestler. No, I don't pretend to know about it. Charlotte Flair looked like she'd rather be doing her accounts backstage
I'd read
when having this match.
I'd read Bully Ray's sort of take on it.
What does Bully Ray have to say?
He was saying that
doing the accent.
there was. I can't do his accent.
Can you just do meow?
Do you know who I am? But like I think he said that there was a segment a little bit earlier in the show which also involved Nia doing a run-in or something.
Yeah, and she hit Rhea Ripley.
Yeah, where he was like, maybe it could have stemmed from that. Maybe it could have been a disagreement about something that happened there, and then that's just bubbled over. But he said by the time Charlotte's making her entrance, Nia is just burning holes through her with her eyes in a way that even by wrestling standards, that's a bit like, whew. So he was like, it just felt like they maybe argued or something backstage or something had happened, then had to go straight out, and then it spilled over. Obviously, cooler heads eventually prevailed, but
yeah.
Whew.
But so Charlotte's just stopped doing moves tonight. At one point, she was like, chill, whatever.
Yeah.
Just gave up doing the move, which I thought was insane.
He said that he felt there was a moment where Charlotte was locking Nia down, and that she was basically blowing her up without making it obvious, and she was sort of applying all of her pressure to just kind of tire her out. And he was saying things like, well, it's a way that you can make your opponent kind of look a bit bad while you don't look like you're deliberately doing that.
Oh, okay.
But it's
Flair
also
did that with,
something
Scott
that can be done as like a calm down, like, I'm going to just tire you out, like, just calm down. So we're probably never going to get the full story here, but
Now you say that.
So that happened, and then they started. Charlotte just started slapping her across the face, and then Nia clears gators, don't.
Yeah.
And then the guy like does it again, and then bop, 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 and then Charlotte doesn't do it again.
No. Yeah.
And then she goes on top, and they have no idea what's happening. Are you going to do a move? Am I going to do a move? No, okay, cool. Powerbomb, pin. Yeah, it was weird. What were you saying, Tom?
With that match, what I gather is that I think there was a couple of occasions that I watched it. I think 3 occasions I counted. Jax dropped Flair badly.
See,
2 on the
said,
back of the head.
People said like, oh, she did like a backdrop.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at that going, nah, they showed the replays of it. She seems to land exactly normally as she would doing any other move. But again, it's so weird because if some people don't like people, they just go, look at that brutal move.
But there's history there.
But then they'll like, I don't know, friggin' an Eddie Kingston suplex. Like, oh, that's awesome. It's so weird. But if you don't like, and again, a lot of people don't like Nia Jax.
The
I think sometimes
thing,
it gives a bias to just her existence.
I think it's more. I think the one thing I looked, because we did a video on this week.
Yeah, did you?
Yeah.
You're like frame by frame, like the Zapruder film.
Oh, kind of. No, we did it. It was the video's called "Is Nia Jax Too Dangerous for WWE?" And it's a
like
look.
Right Said Fred.
It's a look back. I'm too dangerous. It's a look back over the last 6 years, and we look at all those instances where there's been close to injuries and out-and-out injuries with Nia Jax involved, and there's been a lot. But the general consensus, I think, across all of them is there's a lack of training there, and also a lack of Nia Jax knowing her own strength. Because a lot of these injuries come from Jax throwing or dropping. And like Jax will throw somebody there seems to be the same speed and trajectory every time, whether you're Charlotte Flair or Kairi Sane. Which is fine if you're Charlotte Flair, because you're a bit bigger.
It's fine if you've got the run up as well, because then you've got enough time to get 1-2 step turn, because you're not going to really be able to turn immediately, otherwise you're going to hit the deck.
Exactly. More often than not, they don't have that time to do the 1-2 turn. So a lot of these injuries come because Nia Jax, I don't seem to think, knows her own strength. And she just throws everybody at top speed.
Do you think that's how she had such good matches with Asuka, because she's from Yosh? And she's like, I can take it.
Yeah, maybe.
Burn me.
Yeah. Asuka can just batter her. But then that led to like Kairi Sane getting injured because she got hoyed into the steps. Mandy Rose getting injured because she got hoyed out of the ring. Bayley getting dropped badly. That separated her shoulder. Zelina Vega got hurt when she got dropped outside the ring.
Charlotte in the past too.
Charlotte in 2017.
Twice in one match.
So,
nearly.
It's all
that really bad match in Raw.
Yeah. So I kind of like, there is heat for Nia Jax, but I don't think it all falls firmly at her door. I think there's a real training issue there, and it's because somebody like this is so far along.
Right. That's the thing. It's if you feel somebody's ready, you've got to be, triply sure, and you've got to be, I guess, kind of sit and wait on it. But it does feel like it was sort of a rocket to the main roster, right?
So what you're saying is Nia Jax doesn't know her own strength, bit tough, kind of hard, could throw people around and hurt them. So Charlotte Flair went up and slapped her across the face a couple of times and annoyed her. Fair enough.
Yeah, slowed her down somewhat.
Yeah, that girl. Well, she's not like most girls. Almost defeated John Morrison.
That was a weird choice. I would have put.
Yeah.
I'd have done Jomo versus AJ personally, but then, as we said in the news, probably save that for a rainy day.
Yeah,
that
there's no point
particular
kind
one.
of just rushing that out as like a stand-in. I think
Yeah.
it'd be interesting, but then you'd only end up redoing it down the line, wouldn't you? So it makes sense to just save that and not overexpose, any disconnect that may be there and anything. The longer you leave that, the more interesting it's potentially going to be.
Very true.
Yeah. AJ Styles defeated Xavier Woods. Xavier Woods getting to do that. No, I can wrestle thing he gets to do every few months. And RK Bro defeated Lashley in MVP Raw Tag Team titles. Yeah, okay, fine.
All
Yeah,
right.
whatever. Already forgot about it. And Doudrop proclaimed, I'm Doudrop. I'm great. No, I'm not changing my name.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop Eva Marie on something, and then
what did we do last week?
do the drop, do the conga,
Do the drop. Do and do
and do the conga.
That's not how it goes.
I was going to say, I just thought you were going on Public Enemy there.
That's it. No. The Doudrop song. NXT. Vignettes hyping up the match between Ciampa and Holland aired throughout the show. The two rivals went one-on-one in the main event. A somewhat shock result. Ciampa managed to overcome interference from Pete Dunne, Oney Larkin, and Danny Burch to vanquish Holland with a Willow's Bell after 12 minutes. Who, in a somewhat shock result, Ciampa
Yeah.
won.
As you could tell, Maffew hasn't got these results himself. He disagrees. It was a shock
I
result.
was just like, in a shock.
Because-
Ciampa beat Ridge Holland.
Well, because Rich
Hang on.
Holland's being pushed so very
Rich Holland
heavily.
is being featured more and more, right?
No, he's beating the jobbers.
Well,
But still-
He beat the people who didn't win in the breakout tournament. He's not beat-
still
not beat
wins.
Big
still
bad,
wins.
Big bad muscle daddy Tommaso Ciampa.
But with a plethora of interference from Holland, from Dunn, Larkin, and Birch, you could have had still Ridge Holland pick up a win against Ciampa, and it would have paid dividends for Ridge Holland. I don't think Ciampa would have been hurt by a win littered with interference.
Well, they should have interfered harder then.
They should have interfered harder. Rich Holland has great music as well.
What is it?
I will ride the rain. I control the game. Want to know my name? I'm winning no doubt, 'cause I can't stop winning. And his finish is called Northern Grit.
Hey.
Nice. Lots of Yorkshire in Ridge Holland. It's good.
Yes, you can tell. Pete Dunne's faction attacked Ciampa after the bell, though, and they beat down the former NXT champ until MSK made the save, leaving the babyfaces, citation needed, to stand tall as NXT went off the air. Oh, that's nice. Two of NXT's established stars in Gargano and LA Knight also squared off. Gargano's been distracted by the romance between Dexter Lumis and Indy Hartwell in recent weeks, and much to Johnny Wrestling's chagrin, Index accompanied him to the ring.
We've got a wedding coming up.
Certainly have.
So happy. So happy.
The invites are going out, right?
I better be there.
This would ultimately be Gargano's downfall. As after an entertaining match of LA Knight, Loomis went to high-five the Way leader. All this did was distract Gargano, though, and Knight capitalized with the BFT for the victory. It's night time, baby.
Big win for Knight over Johnny Gargano.
That's it.
Knight seems to be the right... I thought this as I watched him. I thought,
Beg your pardon, sorry, The Rock.
Yeah, sorry, The
call him
Rock,
the
as we call
podcast,
him.
yes.
I feel like, as you've been watching the last couple of weeks, LA Knight is certainly being positioned as one of these new top guys in what will be the new NXT. They clearly like him.
Yeah,
And
he's somebody I never really got into before. I was never really there for any of the Eli Drake stuff. It just didn't really do much for me at the time, and I don't know. I just never really envisaged him coming to WWE and it just working in the way it has. It's all been very nice for him so far. So
it doesn't seem like he's changed much of his shtick.
no, this is it.
Hey,
I
if it
don't.
ain't broken.
It's just I don't know what it was. I just at the time I was like, it's just not really doing anything for me. But now I'm kind of
See, I liked him in TNA, but I was surprised when he won the title. I'm like, whoa,
Yeah.
I don't like it that much for me. But here, with things being different, with most of the people, even obviously just in the Gargano Index stuff, most people are like, I'm Rich Holland and I'll beat you up.
yeah.
I'll keep on winning. Whatever he was singing there. It's like him coming out and playing this over-the-top, almost early 2000s Rob Conway style character. I'm like, wow, that really works, actually. NXT champ Samoa Joe, a sit-down interview, because he was tired, with Wade Barrett later in the show. And Joe admitted he wanted to reestablish what it meant to be NXT champ during his third reign with the gold by conducting himself in the utmost fashion as a standing bearer of the brand And then he whispered, by not going to Raw and wearing a daft mask like that other guy. Oh my God, did you see that on Raw? The Samoan submission machine then hinted he was only going to be a transitional champ, as he asked who on the roster has what it takes to seize their destiny against him.
Who do we think is going to beat Samoa Joe? Because he's surely there to like be the old veteran champion.
I think,
but he won't be there forever.
I think we're going to have Samoa Joe hold that title for quite a while through this rebrand. Like, not, I'm not saying years or, even like a good long run of most of a year. Like, I think he's going to be there until we have new established like names. I think the next NXT champion may end up being somebody all new that we haven't really seen much of before, that's maybe coming through the NXT live circle, and like a Vince guy. But at the same time, there's all the talk that the Vince and Bruce involvement in NXT is going to be more just broad strokes, and it'll still be operated by Triple H and Shawn Michaels at whatever level, whether that's believable or not. So we might not. It might just kind of continue on as it has been at that level with the title picture, but it wouldn't surprise me if it is somebody kind of hot and fresh and ready to go to lead NXT into this new sphere.
So Baby Bull Buchanan is what you're saying?
Happily.
Awesome. Yes.
Or Baby Brock.
Please. Oh, yeah.
The baby stable.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the ring rats. No,
not the ring rats.
Rug rats.
Not the ring rats.
No,
mate.
in my head, that looks so much better.
Danger Will Robinson. The ring rats.
Elsewhere on the show,
Look at him just covering his face.
defeated Duke Hudson. Roderick Strong overcame Ike Manjiro alongside new Diamond Mine members, Brutus and Julius Creed, to replace Dick Golden Balls. And
Dick Golden Balls.
And the Fish.
August Gray.
That's right. What? No, I'm sure you appreciate the compliment. No, that was Tyler Rust.
No, but was August Gray not in the Diamond Mine?
No.
Okay. I stand corrected.
Oh.
Don't know who I'm thinking of.
I'm sure he's like, that's right. You said Dick Golden Balls. You thought of me. August Gray.
Dick Golden Balls.
Dick Golden Balls.
Mr.
I'm
Beckham
Dick
to
and he's
you.
Balls. Together we are Dick Golden Balls. Julius Creed. Imperium picked up a win against Drake Maverick and his new tag team partner, Grayson Waller. What?
Fats brother.
Jesus Christ. Raquel Gonzalez pinned Jessie Camille, while the NXT Women's Champ focused her attention on Frankie Monet. And Ilya Dragunov revealed he will return at a later date.
Oh, it's a nice
I
little
hope so.
pick
He
by
got the belt.
Dragunov.
Yeah. He kind of needs to.
Yeah.
It's a nice little chat by Dragunov. I feel like they put the belt on him because he is somebody that will probably be up for moving to America more so than Volta. So they're like, we've got if in the event that we want to bring more stuff in house, then we can put Dragunov on NXT, and it's a nice fit. Everyone knows who he is, and it's a nice mid card title they can have some fun with.
You shook hands with both Ronald, Reagan, and McDonald. I do
If your
like-
name is in, it's time to get out.
my favourite of all of the epic rap battles of history. But it's weird that Ilya is like, all right, the ring general is over. I am the Tsar now. That's cool. Nakamura's still a king.
Yeah.
Not many of those in Japan. He doesn't get to be Emperor Nakamura.
Also, isn't his theme more Soviet than Tsarist?
Oh, that's a good point, yeah.
Yeah.
Not many Tsarists around in
No, not around, the
Hammer and
the
sickle
Rocky
era.
IV era style,
Yeah.
Russian athletes.
That's right. Yeah, the Tsar watching Rocky IV. Russia going, wait a minute.
NXT writers there with their copy of Inkata 99 going, I've done some research for this Dragunov character.
That's it, because Walter just go, cool, I'll deal with you. Like,
Yeah.
I couldn't read out what the Tsar said. All right. Anyway, Mandy Rose also faced off against Saray. Is that right?
Saray.
Saray, yeah.
Oh, sorry about that. In the opening contest, but the match came to an abrupt end after 6 minutes following a dropkick from the Warrior of the Sun. Rose immediately grabbed her face after moving. Gigi Dolan and JC Jane walked Mandy backstage. This looks to be the first chapter in a feud, though, as Jane and Dolan attack Saray backstage later in the episode.
Oh, no.
Oh, more of this to come.
The Rose stuff, it's weird, because like in the last few weeks, it's felt a bit sort of Eva Marie light from Mandy Rose. A bit like, I'm just going to walk out here and look fancy. And then like, oh, I'm not going to wrestle properly. I'll get out of here. Like, she took a drop kick and then went, oh, my face, bye. Like,
It was a hell of a dropkick, Tom.
It was a hell of a drop kick, regardless. But I like the faction. I like this giving
JJ,
that. Yeah, I like it. PP and JJ. Nice sandwich. Yeah, I like it a lot.
Several other matches and feuds set up. Io Shirai and Zoe Stark will defend the NXT Women's Tag Team Championship. Oh, you like them. For the first time against Casey Catanzaro and Kaden Carter. Emma Moon will face off against Kaylee Ray at some point. Oh,
that's going to be good.
And Cameron Grimes looks destined to face grizzled young veterans. Got a nice bit there backstage. We're like, yeah, show us your title belt then. Oh, so great this, because you got it from the W shop, didn't you? Because it's got the replica, because Teddy DiBiase took the real one. And he goes, that's mint. And they're doing the thing now, so it's an ongoing thing with Cameron Grimes getting insulted and just being completely oblivious and just taking his stride. So it's like, why don't you go be the WWE World Champion then? Just order online. And he goes, that's a good idea, maybe I will. Oh, watch out, these are heavy. And drops the belt on his foot and,
Grimes going, me toe! Yeah. Me toe! He's apparently he's not allowed back in Liverpool, apparently, after that. About Gibson going, oh, me toe! Just sounded like such a wuss.
Right.
Me toe.
That was good, sorry. That was some weird reference that you throw at me sometimes and go, that was good, Tom.
I just saw in the work chat, Jack Atkins, saying that after this clip, Zach Gibson's no longer allowed back in Liverpool.
Well.
Because he's
that's a Jackins. That's a Jackins cut, that is.
Oh.
That's a Jackins joint.
And Santos Escobar will take on Carmella Hayes soon as they both pursue the NXT North American title.
Good luck to anybody who hasn't watched NXT in about a month and a half and reads the results of this, because they're all new names, it seems.
Yeah, hang on,
for anybody who hasn't watched it in a year and a half, like if you stop watching it after we stop doing graded, good luck, because it's like the new class from Saved by the Bell.
Like stop it! You keep on using that as your reference.
It's the changing of the Power Rangers, Tom.
There we
Saved
go.
by the bloody bell. No, it's weird because when I moved over to SmackDown, I obviously didn't have as much time to watch NXT, so I'd try and catch up and watch a couple of weeks at once, and then it was like I'll try and keep on top of it, and then eventually, obviously, work gets in the way, and it's been 2 months. Then I'm catching little bits still, and then you go back to it, and it is alien. But this is what NXT really, at its core, is all about, right? It's new names, new faces, and if they're moving back toward that, then expect it to be even more bewildering on a week-by-week basis until it all settles, at least, because you remember the initial NXT 2014 when it was all new people, and it was all kind of like, oh god, right? And you were waiting for the characters to just bubble up and develop, and like everything just started to slowly mesh nicely. We might end up going through a phase like that again, but we're going to see a lot of new faces. So
doing the classic SmackDown review with him has added a little bit of clarity and levity to stuff like this, because we go through the Observer every week for that particular week, and you'll see it'll be like a list of some results from OVW, and then it'll be Meltzer talking about like standouts like Shelton Benjamin, and Big Show's there, and he's facing Leviathan, who's their big guy. Oh, and on the undercard, Ron Waterman beat Brock Lesnar. Like, it's such like a one-line bit, and you're like, at the time you'd have gone, oh, okay, fair enough, and like, here we are.
That's it.
So I think like stuff like this, I think will be fun in about 20 years' time when our kids do the classic SmackDown review, and they go, oh, remember when Carmelo Hayes? No one knew who you were.
It's a shame though, because this is a weird record though, because we then can't go, oh, I always liked Carmelo Hayes. Wow, I was all over him when he.
No, we have to
Maffew. We've seen all those podcasts. We go, oh, whatever.
We have to be honest about it and say, well, at the time, it just wasn't a big deal.
I'm glad that he is.
Who knew that Stunning Steve was going to go on to become the biggest wrestling star in history?
I'll tell you what, though, it is funny when you see on Twitter, though, people go, oh, imagine if Twitter was around during famous wrestling event that
blogs
people
were.
liked. And you're like, what do you mean? Like, the internet was around in like this period, or Twitter was around. People were around on message boards and the letters section of Power Slam magazine,
the mid-90s
and they were complaining.
And
there's always been complaining about wrestling.
It's never changed. The RWC has been the same. It's been the same. And when you go back, and it's things like the night before WrestleMania 18, it's like Hogan, Rock, and everybody just trashing it.
Yeah.
And then after about an hour, it's like, well, of course it was going to be a good match. And it's like, what are you on about?
Undertaker, Batista, WrestleMania. Like, that'll be the match of the year.
I remember that a clip was shared from SmackDown in 2002, and it was a bunch of wrestlers jumping in doing their finishers. And at the time, it was like, oh, this feels tired and old. And then about a month ago, it was shared saying, remember when wrestling was this good? It's like, yeah, I remember watching that first time round, and we all said it was crap.
Yeah.
So good. But then again, there's the old Wrestling Observer Live podcast that they did. And it was the day of after WrestleMania X7 had just happened. It's like, hey, so what do you give us a ring, and what do you guys think of it? And there are people going, that was all right.
Yeah. Well, that divided so many people.
Better.
Like, it divided a lot of people, like 17, especially the ending, because a lot of people were like, that's it, the business is done. And it was like, whoo.
And they were right. AEW Dynamite. Obviously, we'll recap the important stuff of AEW Rampage because it's been so hot these past 2 weeks. After the title change with Christian and Kenny Omega, and then CM Punk's amazing debut with Emotional Fan, Hall of Famer. This week, they lied about having all new footage of CM Punk, Darby Allin, and showed a pre-tape video instead. AEW Dynamite.
Hey, look, you can't hit a home run every week.
No,
It's fine.
I'm all right. Yeah, I'm all right. Look, this
Rampage will now settle into what it needs
back.
to be.
He's back, and that's what we needed.
Yeah.
We can move from here.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
AEW returned to Chicago for the first of 3 Chi-Town shows, culminating with All Out on Sunday. And it wouldn't be a It's Sunday, isn't it? Usually Saturday.
Yeah.
It's a Sunday.
Sunday this
So
week.
SummerSlam was on a Saturday, and now All Out on a Sunday.
It could be a similar situation in which there might be an event running in the city the night before, like a major concert or a major sports thing. I would like, I think when people were asking about this venue, I think they had the US Open on and stuff. So it could be like there's been so much going on that there might be something there the night before, or like the boxing with SummerSlam, right?
Yeah. Fair enough. And it wouldn't be a Chicago show without the Second City Saint, CM Punk, custom of a promo ahead of his long-awaited in-ring return against Darby Allin on Sunday. Punk talked his nerves and fears ahead of his first match in 7 years. It doesn't like dark rooms or badges. Before being jumped by Daniel Garcia and 2.0. Allin and Sting made the save, culminating with Punk hitting the GTS to a huge ovation, and people on Twitter going, that wasn't a very good GTS. It's like, no, that's what it looks like. It's just about the cuts.
WrestleMania X7 was rubbish.
I know. As Punk and Darby went head-to-head, Stinger took the mic, said, mucho respecto to Punk, before saying it's going to be showtime when the two eventually clash. Thanks, Sting.
Sting and Punk? Is Sting teasing Sting and Punk?
No.
Oh.
Please, God, no. Sting went, our
That's
paths
what
never... No.
Initially, that's what I thought.
I'd give it a curiosity click. Would you
Oh,
not?
Yeah.
Would you not give it a curiosity click?
That's the type of match you get at like AEW Saudi Arabia. Like, finally, Sting versus Punk, the match no one asked for. Chris Jericho sat down with Jim Ross ahead of his showdown with MJF at All Out, with Jericho's in-ring career on the line. Jim Ross seemed... he didn't really sit down with him, though, did he?
Yeah, they did a sit-down thingy.
No, they stood up and they sat down with MJF.
But it was a sit... Yeah, but we're using the word sit-down in the metaphorical sense. Not
It
the
was an
He
literal-
interview
metaphorically
being
sat
conducted.
down.
It was a
In the business, they
metaphorical-
call it stood up.
It was a
Jim Ross
Chris
was
Jericho
Weird old
stood up.
business, isn't it, wrestling?
Chris Jericho stood up with Jim Ross.
Yeah, there we go. He stood him up. He went, oh, where is he, back out? He's in the back.
But then when a manager says, "Oh, I'll have a sit down with him later and have a chat,"
Yeah.
I'll stand up with him later and have a chat. It's a metaphorical sit down.
Oh, I don't think I've ever had...
When
I've always thought when someone says, I'll sit down with you later on, I'll actually sit down with... I've always sat down.
Oh, really? I've always used it as like a metaphorical.
If anyone listening to this point, if anyone is still listening, can you let us know if that's how you use it?
Thanks.
Language is fun. I love butchering it every week. Jim Ross seemed very emotional in ring with Jericho. Or before Jericho came out, he was like, hey, Jericho, blah, 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 he's this, he's that, he's everything. And Jim seemed like, oh.
Yeah, he did seem a little bit emotional, did our boy?
It was nice to see as the rumours keep on circulating that Ross will be taking a step back from commentating. So I don't know if almost Jim Ross was like, this might be the last time I do an in-ring thing.
I don't know. He seemed to turn those rumours down. He seemed to push them to one side. I don't know.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, there's also obviously rumors about Jericho's future and stuff as well, so it could also be just emotional from that standpoint.
Yeah.
If that does turn out to be true.
Could all be acting.
Could all be acting, yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Back to cynicism. He praised how far AEW has come after 100 episodes of Dynamite. There we go. Jericho changed tact, calling MJF a piece of poo. Said that Friedman will have to bring his best if he hopes to hang with Jericho one last time. And even then, it won't be enough to seal the deal. MJF then cut a promo of his own on Jericho, telling Schiavone that although Jericho is on the Mount Rushmore of wrestling, when MJF's career finishes, he'll take Jericho's place. MJF says he'll have the honor and privilege of ending Jericho's run All Out. It was a very good promo from MJF.
Is Jericho going?
Yeah.
There you go.
I can never see Chris Jericho not being in and around the industry, though. This is the thing. It's one of those weird. What will happen if Chris Jericho just?
I think he'll come. No one leaves.
No.
But him sodding off for a bit. I mean, what comes to mind is Tenacious D's song about Dio. It's time to pass the torch. You're too old to rock.
No one's rocking for you. We're taking you to a home. Yeah, but we'll sing a song about you. And we'll make sure that you're very well taken care of. You'll teach us secrets that you've learned. Your sauce will mix with ours, and we'll make a big goulash, baby. Dio's how to go.
Jericho.
Give your space and scepter to me, and a small one for KG. Oh!
Yeah, that.
Listen to Rainbow Rising. Listen to Rainbow. That's my addition there.
Listen to Rainbow Road from Mario.
Rainbow Road by Dio.
Anyway.
So Jericho said,
Jericho's leaving.
Time to pass
He's set the right age for NXT title run now, so now's the time. Dr. Britt Baker teases the massive new signing for AEW. It's a self.
Yay.
She's re-signed.
What a heel.
Not resigned. Why are those two things so similar? Yeah, I mean,
dangerously similar, aren't they?
Re-signed.
It's just a hyphen is all the difference.
Just a shot away. Also, you know what gets me? I keep on doing this in real life. Sometimes I'll read things, not realize I've read it the wrong way.
Yeah.
Condone and condone. Wait, is that right?
What?
Condone. If you condone
condom.
something.
Yeah.
And then condemn.
That's it, right.
Condone and condemn.
Yeah, very similar.
Very similar.
But opposite meanings. Yeah.
Because I've heard people like, they have condoned this. I'm like, oh, I have to go and check. Is that if they said it's a good thing or not? Wait a minute.
Flammable and inflammable.
Yeah.
I only know that because The Simpsons and Dr. Nick. Inflammable means flammable. What a country. So yeah, she will, Dr. Britt Baker will be joining no, she won't. She's the champ. Why should she be in that? Baker also announced that Reba and Jamie Hayter will be in the Women's Casino Battle Royale All Out. Woohoo.
She's putting her cronies in the Battle Royal, basically.
That's right.
And then they win.
Scratch and Grounder will be in the Battle Royale, but she won't be.
Increasing the chances.
That's right. That would be good if Reba wins and it's like, I'll
win for you, Britt.
Hayter? I said I was going to win.
Hayter, I hardly know her.
She arrives. You blithering idiot.
Chris Statlander, snooping again, I see. Snooping as usual, I see.
As a SmackDown
That's
review
one for
does a run-in.
That's one for our friend Maya.
Yeah,
Hiya,
we go.
Maya.
Yeah, the three people still listening. In our main event, the Super Elites, Young Bucks and Good Brothers defeated Jurassic Express and the Lucha Brothers.
Nice.
Before Kenny Omega came to the ring to help dish out a beating, with Gallows and Anderson driving Luchasaurus to a table with a magic killer amongst the carnage. Christian Cage came out to make a save, but it was a trap, as the number one contender ate a 7-on-1 beating. Of course there's your dummy, as Don Callis lowered a steel cage around the ring. The Lucha Brothers tried to even the odds, but got battered, as the cage kept Jurassic Express on the outside. Will Cage get his revenge at Rampage? Will the Cage? Wait a minute, hang on.
Will Cage...
You can't recall, will Christian get his revenge? The Cage... How dare you lower me? Anyway, go on.
Imagine it was just him on like a little hook, just getting lowered.
To smother Lucha Brothers.
He's still about 10 feet off the ring because that's where the top of the cage would be. Just like...
Elsewhere.
I liked it.
Oh, sorry, go on.
I was going to say, no, I like the build to Cage and Omega. I think with everything else going on All Out, I think that this is a nice little match to put in that won't be center of attention because there's so much other stuff going on. But I think that they'll have a solid in-ring bit of fun, and they built it nicely. And I like that the whole Cage taking one of his belts puts a bit of jeopardy in that court. I think they've played that beautifully.
Yeah, I agree. Elsewhere, Orange Cassidy defeated Jack Evans picture-in-picture. Apparently, it ended Like on the commercial break.
During the
Very
break.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, well, looked alright for me on Fight TV, just saying. Santana and Ortiz gave a returning FDR their second AEW tag loss ever.
But what a way to lose, though.
I was going to say, they really played up the fact that, that horrible injury he sustained on the ring post.
God.
So, and he has been tweeting about he's not been, I'm not, again, not sure if it's worky, shooty, worky, but like the recovery in his arm hasn't been what he wanted it to be.
Loss of feeling and manipulation and stuff.
I don't know how accurate that is because you can get away with like maybe toying with that and pushing it.
Yeah.
When it was such a horrible injury.
Was
But
it?
then he got on having lovely tag matches. These two guys are obviously teams are gonna do.
Yeah.
And then he gets to the top rope and he hesitates and he's like, uh-oh. Sees that bloody spiky ring post and he's like, oh, whatever. And then it's just like, okay, just those little seconds.
Little
gave him-
bits, yeah.
Yeah. So I thought that was
But
fun.
it gave him about like 5 or 6 double team moves, really crisp double team tag moves to finish them. So it felt like, and even like the, I think it was, I think it was Santana's face that I saw after the pin, where like he was like wide-eyed, like genuinely like a little bit in shock that they'd been through the war and they'd won. Because FTR are positioned as such a tough team to beat, they literally hit them with everything and it got it done. And they were like,
Yeah.
whoa! Cool. It was cool. The finish was great.
This was if we didn't have 19 matches already, this would have been fine on All Out, but we'll put it on the show instead. No issues there.
No, not at all.
Like,
Not at all.
I prefer the shows to be less than long. Eddie Kingston vowed to go after Miro's neck at All Out. Eddie Kingston said, I don't care about, what did he say actually? Something about your God. And then Miro talked about like, oh my God, I'm God's favorite. Doesn't matter what you do to me because my wife's still flexible. God, I can't wait for that match, but I just want to do more promos.
Yeah.
Gun Club turned heel after blasting Paul White the chair.
Despicable. Absolutely despicable.
And you know what was
Sounds
even
livid.
crazier? The fact that Billy Gunn's nearly as big as Big Show.
Billy Gunn is deceptively huge.
Yeah, we
Like-
know that about amongst the other AEW wrestlers.
And mere mortals.
But then next to Big Show, you're like, oh, you're near his level?
Yeah.
He's like Hogan Andre.
He's super tall.
Yeah.
Like he's as wide as 2 fridges sellotaped together. It's mental. It's like I remember seeing him and it was like, that's not Billy Gunn. That's Billy Gunn. We're just walking past and every single one of us at this WrestleCon just like Billy Gunn. Just like looking at
So I appreciate, that's what they get when they play like freaks in WWF and E.
Yeah.
I was like, like Great Khali, Undertaker's like, oh yeah, whatever. Big Billy Gunn walk around, he's like 5'6", whatever.
But the heel turn was nice to see.
no.
It's almost like a rib or a meme in it to put Paul White in a heel turn segment, but not turn Paul White heel.
Yeah.
They should have helped him up afterwards. And Anna Jay returned to save Ty Conti from a beating at the hands of Penelope Ford and the Bunny.
Anna Jay about 6 months ahead of schedule, I think, for making a return, which is nice to see.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she got injured back in Feb. They reckon she'd be out for a
to
year.
Yeah.
Oh, there's so much stuff happening in AEW. Sometimes you forget these things.
Yeah. Far too much every week now. It's just like
Yeah.
And she's in the Casino Battle Royale too.
Yay. Oh,
hide her
I mean,
in
no, I hate these battle royals because they're so badly done with them coming out. But I don't know, that looks all right.
Yeah.
I just hope it's all right. Oh, and Powerhouse Hobbs defeated Brian Cage after distraction from Ricky Starks. And Hook, the greatest supporting
everybody's
character in AEW.
Hook.
Hook, give us the hook. Hook, give us the hook. So yeah, AEW setting up All Out, and that.
This
It
Sunday,
almost feels like we've forgotten something, but we haven't.
I'll
It's just that much wrestling.
I'll do a little bit of AEW All Out admin. 9 pitches now on the YouTube channel. Predictions now on the YouTube channel.
Ooh.
Live reactions with me on Sunday night.
Oh, I was like being there.
I know, right? It's a bit like a Lisa Simpson's episode of reactions because Pachiki's not here.
You need to remind me today. I've got to go set up the streaming area for you because I've messed around with it so much doing VR. So I've got to go and get all that back in order.
Because I have to ring with Pachiki on the
the
island.
I'm gonna be your contact for that. So I'm gonna be like to 1/2 like, is it all okay? Is it all okay, Tom? Tom, is it fine? Tom, is it good? Tom, are you all right?
We'll do that. We'll do it later after our thing later, which we can't talk about
super
yet.
secret and super new.
You'll see.
Never
Next
mind,
week.
what VR stuff you've been playing?
I
Is it Resident
tried.
Evil 8?
Basically, I've had the VR for a while, and it was like, I really want to stream with it, but I need to be able to stream solo because I can't expect somebody else to sit with me for 3 hours reading out comments. And I've been trying to work out plugins and everything so I can see the Twitch chat by just sort of pulling my arm around and it's there.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And so I worked all that out, but I was like, I need to do a test run. So, right, we're just going to try VR this week, and we ended up doing Skyrim and just messing about. It was really fun. So,
Oh, I got Skyrim going.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Oh, that's
we're gonna,
good. Has it been ported?
Yeah, it's like an official Skyrim release, and it's all completely broken and destroyed, and it may as well be played on a fridge because, I mean, graphically, it's still Skyrim, isn't it? It's fun. It's janky. It is a broken mess in places, but it just makes it all the better.
Awesome.
It's just brilliant. But we're going to move on to some really awkward like VR dating sims and stuff and dance games soon. So you're going to make me dance. I'll dance for money.
Dance Driver, dance.
Yeah.
We could call the stream Plug-in Driver.
Yeah.
Driver plug-in.
Yeah.
Oh, that took a few seconds actually. That's smashing.
Thanks. Twitch.tv.
We won't call it that.
Cultaholic.
We'll
No, you
call it-
won't.
That's a good pun.
Then, so after reactions, what happened at graded WTF moments?
Yeah.
That's right.
I think that ticks all the boxes.
That was this week in wrestling, and that's going to be the next week in wrestling. It's wrestling. It never stops.
Let's have a rummage in our mail bags.
I need to burp. 2 seconds.
What a nice burp.
Oh, don't leave that there, please.
Leave that in. What a great...
I know it's going to be left in. So.
At least it wasn't a fart.
Let's have a look in the mailbag. Question 1. I was thinking about taking a goat with me. What the fuck? What? Wait.
I saw this, just that opening sentence. I don't think I even read the question. I just went, yup, in it goes.
Start again. I was...
Do we need to bleep you?
No. I was thinking about taking a goat with me on a road trip to California lately, but I'm worried that people might judge me.
Just a little bit.
I mean, you gotta have a friend to ride with, don't you? Anyways, with CM Punk, this is going to be these intros have nothing to do. Anyway, CM Punk, Daniel Bryan, and possibly others most likely are already aligned with AEW. Can you see a third US promotion, like Impact, Ring of Honor, or someone else who could truly become a viable third promotion now? Like EC Dub in the mid to late 90s, I know Impact is good, but neither Impact or Ring of Honor or on the cable package I have. And I've got like 400 channels.
Oh, well, if it's a cable package.
Yeah.
It's all over the shop. Get it on the internet.
Maybe my cable company really sucks, but you lads think that a larger cable company in North America is serious about purchasing the rights to either Impact or Ring of Honor so they could run a Thursday night show weekly on just basic cable. So what if Disney buys Ring of Honor or Warner Brothers buys Impact? It says, ha ha ha. That's what they've typed. Ring of Honor Thursdays on the Disney Channel. But seriously, they own ESPN. I could see it being on ESPN2 every Thursday night. What do you guys think?
What, of your question or the
Wait, do some more.
the goat?
Thank
There's
you.
more.
Thank you and have a lovely day. Dave Smith from Bloomington, Illinois, USA.
Indiana.
Indiana. Oh, Christ. Indiana. Yes, that's a state, not a... it says in brackets, Jack's still scared to come to America and play ball with me. But only like 60% of us have the Delta variant right now. I'm sure it'll be safe. And he's typed in, cough, cough. Lol. Love you, lads. Keep up all the amazing content. Thank you, Dave.
Wow.
The question being posed here, it's
one?
strange because...
Which one?
Well, Impact, I think, are already the most viable candidate to be a third promotion. And the reason that Ring of Honor, I don't think, will be allowed to flourish in that way and grow in that way is simply because Sinclair owns Ring of Honor. And Ring of Honor to Sinclair, it's almost Trek-like space filler. And Sinclair, for anybody that doesn't know, they're a US cable company. They have like massive amounts of money they're just sitting on, and Ring of Honor occupies a lot of time for them, so they can run it out. They know it's always going to be there, and it doesn't really, I think, everything I've kind of read about it doesn't really need to make money. It doesn't really need to be popular. As long as it's there and it's produced and it fills time, that's all Sinclair care about. And so it's a horrible position for them to be in, but fingers crossed if things start to change and they do see that the chance that AEW, growing has given the wrestling industry now. We are entering a new boom phase, fingers crossed. We could maybe see Ring of Honor jump up, but I think Impact's the most likely candidate. I think Impact's already there. It's got the history. Not always great, quite tumultuous and quite all over the shop and very, very turbulent most of the time until recently. But Impact, I don't know, I think that name carries more weight than Ring of Honor these days.
How long have you had your nose pierced?
A long time.
All right.
Good year and a half.
It's good because you give him these lovely detailed questions. I'm just getting a stare at every bit of you. Like, all right, he's got one in there and on the side.
Yeah. And I got one in here.
What's that called then?
It's a Medusa, I think.
A Medusa?
Yeah.
How so?
I don't know. I don't know. It's just it's my lip piercing.
Oh.
Rubs against my teeth sometimes.
Does it?
Plus, it beat Evan Courageous for the Cruiserweight title.
Oh my God.
I'm with Sam in the sense that if anywhere, they'll be back next week. I'm with Sam in the sense that I think if any company is going to probably step up and become the third one, it'll probably be Impact. AOL Time Warner, would they get into the wrestling malarkey?
Oh, they famously love that.
They bin that off, didn't they? Because here, Dave Smith from Bloomington with 400 channels, show off.
Name them.
Name all of them. Yeah, name them if you think you're so special.
Bulbasaur, Ivysaur.
Keys, Chandelier, Whale. Those are some new ones, right?
Charming, Pikachu,
Gotta catch 'em all,
so
I wanna watch the rest.
Gotta catch 'em all. Pokemon.
Basic cable.
Basic cable. Next thing up, blah blah blah, skibidi bob, skabidi bob doo.
I was going to say Sky One, but that's gone now.
Sky One Showcase. I don't think. Yeah, so it would be AOL Time Warner. It wouldn't be Disney. I think if Disney's going to buy any company, it's going to be WWE. They're going to buy that big one.
Yeah,
Disney's not coming after.
Yeah, Disney are going to buy the thing that has the most established history, the most content, and it's already in everybody's home and brain. When you say wrestling to 90% of the world that doesn't watch wrestling, they go Hulk Hogan.
WWE Japan. Sorry.
Yeah. But the one thing actually I've just picked up on there is ECW was used as a comparison, and we've already got an ECW now. If you want to really label them as ECW,
there we go, yeah.
But we have GCW, and the thing with ECW is that it was organic, and yes, they had a TV deal, and it all kind of grew and grew and grew, and then we all know what happened, and it all fell apart. And they did have assistance from Vince quite a lot. Vince helping them, kicking them back some money, doing some talent exchanges, stealing a lot of ideas. But it was all organic for the most part with ECW getting to where it was in the first place, and it was the big risks and big contrast to everything else that was being presented at the time. And GCW were doing all of that, and GCW are just out there doing their own thing. And that's what ECW's spirit was all about. And if there is a company that's ever going to be the next ECW, then, or at least that next third alternative, like the complete opposite to whatever you're seeing on every other major network, and they're going to go the other way, it's going to be GCW.
If anything, we didn't mention in the news the great work that Matt Cardona has done.
See, I don't know how many people actually watch GCW on this, but they let us know if yes, we want to hear more GCW content, because I think they're definitely in that position to be a huge indie.
Yeah, I've heard so much from you about GCW, in the past, that it was that was how I kind of started checking it out, and it's I think the way it spreads via word of mouth and via social media, and the Matt Cardona stuff's only going to add more and more eyes to the product, but. Yeah, I don't know. It's just nice.
If people don't know, Matt Cardona he won the GCW title.
Yes.
A King of Hardcore, Nick Gage, and has been showing up basically near enough as doing Vince McMahon when he was ECW on Sci-Fi champ. Complete with the do-rag in the shirt. And now we have the new GCW belt. It looks disgusting.
It's brilliant. Is it a spinner? It looked like a spinner.
It's a spinner.
And it's been renamed the GCW Universal Championship.
Oh.
What a boy. What a boy. What a boy.
Isn't it great? The guy with the podcast about action figures
is
now taking over the little hardcore company.
Right.
And he's being
And it's
the big
awesome.
comic book 80s style villain,
Right.
but applying it through like a mid-2000s lens. It's great.
But being the ultimate WWE guy.
Yeah.
And like doing everything that WWE wanted him to do.
Yeah.
And becoming a star through it to the point where WWE would go, hey, this guy's got some good ideas. We should hire him.
Just straight up like proving over and over again that the only thing really holding him back in WWE was the booking and the presentation of him. And, we know that going all the way back to the internet champion and getting himself over, and we know how the company feels about that. It's just nice. It's nice to see him just flourishing.
It's almost like vindication.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I told you.
Nice.
Thank you, Dave. Oh, and taking a goat with me on a road trip. I think that's a great way to get a conversation started. Like, you know what? I didn't even think I'd bring this up, but my brother, he loves getting tattoos.
Yeah.
And he's got one, I think it's on his wrist, a bunch of other stuff he's got. And it's got a tattoo. Obviously, I'm speaking to the right people for this. It's a bullet with the word Clyde on it.
Right.
And I went, okay, why is that? Because, like, everyone's got a bullet with their name on. Do you not like a dude called Clyde or something? And he went, no. You know the System of a Down song, Sugar?
Yeah.
Yeah. And he goes, there's that lyric, goes, I walk around with a bullet called Live. Yeah. Well, as a kid, I thought it said a bullet called Clyde. So I said, you got that as a tattoo, even though you know as an adult it's life, bullet called Life. He goes, yes. I went, okay.
I like that.
And he went, well, it's a good conversation starter.
Yeah.
People say that and go, why do you not like a dude called Clyde? What if a dude called Clyde goes, whoa, wait a minute.
Well, people get the
Fellow Clyde.
Evil Dead misquote, don't they, of the day the Earth stood still? They get that tattooed on him, where he stood there and he's like, Klaatu, and he's trying to remember, and he gets it completely wrong. People get it tattooed, and then you see people going, it's spelled wrong, and it's like, it's another movie reference in a movie reference in a tattoo.
It's getting the tattoo of, we don't need no stinking bags. It's like, that's not the original quote. But, yeah. Yeah, so I thought, conversation starters, be it a goat or a bad tattoo or whatever it is, we all need them. Question. Good day, friendos. See, this guy knows the audience. It just says in brackets, insert long-winded story here.
My favourite mailbag so far.
The time on that. And that gets to my question. CM Punk used his own money to pass out ice cream bars after his debut in AEW to all the fans that went. If you were to debut in AEW, could be anywhere though, what food would you pass out to the masses?
Sour grapes.
See you the next video. Corey from Ohio. We say in Japan. Ohio.
Ohio. Round on the end, high in the middle. Here's a riddle. What's round on the end and high in the middle? It's Ohio.
There's an Ohio song?
From the Brack Show from Off of the Past.
The Brack Show. Wow, that's...
Hello, Cleveland.
All early 2000 references here.
Hello,
So
Columbus.
What food are you chucking out to people, Maffew, for free?
I'm paying for.
You're paying for it.
Oh.
I was math paying for it to be a Werther's original.
I was gonna say
shared among 20.
Well,
The Tesco zone.
You are as rich as CM Punk. You can pay for anything you want.
Okay. If it's going to be in England, pasties.
Oh, just pasties. Yeah, or sausage rolls. Some sort of Greg's selection people would go ape for.
I'll take sausage rolls, yay! And they'll take a bite. Vegan sausage rolls, and see these people,
But then they take a bite and go,
That's it.
Yeah.
People will instinctively just go, no, vegan. So, yeah, I could see that working.
I'm going to hand out oranges so then everybody can peel the oranges and throw the peel in the ring like it's ticker tape in Japan.
just people getting slapped. All you'll hear on all the ringside mics is just... Like here being under like a sea of starlings as they're flying over, and it's like get in the house, and you just hear like
it's like a light rain.
Street, and it's just it's a light drizzling of poo, but you'll just hear that, but it's just orange, and it's going to smell so zesty in there. Oh my god!
Alternatively,
the fans will smell lovely.
If you knew that
sticky hands,
if you knew that the next person was going to come out after your match was going to be someone you don't like, I'd hand out toffee. So when they come out, their mouths are all too gummed up to react.
Oh, that's great. It's like the Iron Sheik. Hey, Bubba, the crowd, the stunned silence.
I'm not going to be a good wrestler because I'm not trained in wrestling. So if I was to just debut for AEW and have to give out, food, I'm going to have to give it something that it's going to align with what I'm going to be doing in the company, which is just disappointing people. So I'm going to give out meatball marinara subs from Subway, but they were made earlier in the day, and they've been kept. So everybody's like, "Oh wow, free sandwich!" They open it and it just goes mush, and they're just and then I'm over as a heel, done.
I've not had that happen.
Yeah, they open it up and that's it, all over the legs. That sandwich stays intact. It stays with structure for about 5 minutes, and then it's just all bets are off. You're done.
I've not had that because I don't eat Subway. That's not my thing. But I've noticed a thing, and it even occurred to me when I've ordered the Rumble this year. I was like, right, being good. It's my one takeout of the month.
Yeah,
this is it. Rumble night. Let's get together. So I ordered my favorite Chinese meal, which is duck.
Yes,
but like duck with the pancakes. The full thing, the full duck. And I ordered it like because I wanted it to be in time for the wrestling, which is on late for the Brits. And I ordered it, looking at it probably about half an hour before they shut. Turns out they're like, "Oh, you mother!" Right, okay, cool. A rush job of an order. So now I know. If you're going to order something from anywhere, I guess, maybe not the Chinese places, don't order it like half an hour before they finish.
Yeah.
Because they're like any other job, you're like, oh, hang on, man, I'm gone in 15 minutes.
Cleanup's been happening since about 10:30. They've been trying to shut everything off station, and then in comes Maffew with whole duck, pancakes, rice.
Oh, this absolute, like there's flash wipes like in the meal, like whatever. Who cares? Order this is half an hour. How dare you? So yeah. Have you had any like experiences or things like that?
With flash wipes in my duck?
Yes.
No.
But no, like disappointing sandwiches or anything.
Oh God, my life is a disappointing sandwich. Most recently, actually, yeah. Here we go. It was last Sunday. I was here because I was doing graded for SummerSlam, or that might be the week Sunday before. I was doing graded for SummerSlam. I'd done North the night before. I've done like 3 weeks of double shifts in this job and my other job. I was tired. I was spent. I was done. I was here, and I thought I'm going to order myself some breakfast. So I ordered a McDonald's breakfast to arrive at the office.
Yes.
Unwittingly, had in my tiredness sent it to my house.
Oh, there's nothing worse.
And I'm explaining to the driver that I'm not there, and they're not understanding.
They're just like, nope. See you later.
And I was like, well, I said, just keep it, have it. And I do you know what? I was so tired. I was so tired and done. I remember welling up. So I'm just like,
you were looking forward to that hash brown.
Like this was a little light in the storm, and it's like I didn't remember welling up. Go, just keep it.
You get really excited for it, don't you? Like, God, look, I'm hungry, I'm tired. As soon as I get that food, everything's.
I'm not getting the food.
Hello, I'm somewhere else with your food. Oh. Like the story we told many a time before when I was at Vegas, and again, the timing of it was perfect. It's like a bad sketch. Like, God, I'm so hungry. I
remember I got
could
back
feel
to
my
the hotel.
soul leave it. Yeah, I
went past you and you looked done, and I was like, "You okay?" You were like, "I'm just waiting for my food," and I was like, "Okay, I'll see you in a bit." And I was like, "He really didn't look happy." I was like, "He really didn't look happy."
Ungodly hungry, and I'd ordered it, and I discovered an hour after I'd ordered it had been cancelled 2 minutes after I put the order in.
Yeah.
But the notification email didn't come up. And at that exact moment, our good friend and beloved companion, Jack, showed up. "Oh, my food's here." I'm like, and he's like, "Oh, it's great. I only ordered like 2 minutes ago and I ordered right here. I'm so happy with my food. I'm not even hungry."
Everything's coming up, Jack.
"By the way, Maffew, can you like do the thing early in the morning?" It's like, oh, right now you're asking. Oh, I'm so great.
Oh, mate.
He's just put like, "Everything's great. You're my friend, Maffew."
I don't know why you didn't just
go
go
"I'll kill you."
into the casino. The casino had a 24-hour food court.
That's great to know now. Today, really.
I was eating like a Philly cheesesteak at like 2 a.m. gambling. It was great.
Living your best life, mate.
Yeah, I came out of Vegas $150 up. I was well happy.
Nice. Well done, mate.
Oh, good. That was one
Video
round of drinks and me and Hornswoggle.
Video blackjack.
Hi, diddly ho, no Brina. I haven't talked.
What a great
mad.
Philly
He's just so
cheesesteak.
angry still. I just really wanted that pizza.
You know there was food there, though. You should have seen how mad I was. With rumours emerging from Big Dave that veterans of the NXT brand would be released in the near future. I did see that rumour. I was wondering where you'd like to see names like Gargano, Ciampa, and O'Reilly land if they were released. I recently saw a comment on Reddit I said Redfit here for some reason, that argued that Impact would be the perfect place for a lot of those names, and I can't agree more, as it would ensure AEW didn't get too big, allow for a lighter schedule, and more time for home life. Oh, thanks to the good... No, really, wait. Thanks to the good time, boyos, Akira, San Francisco, California. Woo! Now, people are going to think that's made up, but, you know, trust us, if we're making these up, it'd be like, by the way, lads, God, you look sexy today. You know, whoa. Whoa. Don't make many of them, the pound there. Woof, woof. So, thank you very much, Akira. But anyway, sorry.
See, my brain then, when you went do. Musker hounds are always ready. One for one. Everybody.
Just off in the distance. Just cut it up. That's what.
Yeah, Akira from Canada. Okay, move on, Maffew. Move on.
Okay, so where are these lads gone? If they were to gone,
so who are the longest running? That's not. Say it again, Maffew. The people
Most
who've been in NXT
tenured,
the
I
longest
guess.
right now. It is Ciampa. It's been there since 2015.
Ciampa, Gargano, O'Reilly have all been
yeah.
there for quite some time. Who else we got? Joe, technically. Joe's been in and around NXT for...
He's just come back, though.
He has just come back, but...
I don't think Joe's at risk of going anywhere. I think he will be there as the top guy until he loses it. Then he might be a transitional.
Just touching wood and crossing the old fingers there.
Yeah, he might work behind the scenes then, I would imagine.
But I don't know. Like, when you look at this, we've talked about this quite a lot on the news. Like, AEW, there's going to come a point where... if they keep signing people away immediately after WWE are releasing them, it becomes an expectation. And when it becomes an expectation, then you enter WCW 96, 97 territory where it's just everybody popping up. But, you know, I'm not saying it's going to be that bad at all. I just mean from the fan perspective of, oh, well, there's a release. Oh, they're coming here. It's going to get to a point where the roster is so bloated that you can't really... do anything with any of them like that often. So it does make sense that they would go off to a partner company like Impact, like AAA, like somebody they're in with, so that they can kind of share that talent pool and work together.
Actually, wouldn't that be great if it's like someone, I don't know, let's just say Dick Golden Balls himself, Tyler Rust comes out and he's like, that's right. And he's like waiting for the CM Punk style pop.
Yeah.
He's like, why am I not getting an amazing pop? Hang on. I was in the Diamond Mine for 2 weeks. Come on. It gets mad. Oh, this is ridiculous. What's CM Punk done that I haven't done? Just a popularity contest.
So in terms of where they might go then, I mean, Gargano, Ciampa, O'Reilly. We'll go with those. Let's pick those three. Right. You know what? I'd love to see Ciampa do stuff in New Japan.
That would be beautiful.
That'd be a good little place. But maybe as a transition, New Japan of America. I feel like he'd be a strong fit for there.
This is it. New Japan of America really needs to start beefing up as it's trying to get back out in front of more and more audiences. Mm-hmm. It's only going to continue to grow, and so they are going to start signing up some of these names. But again, if they are working with and or around AEW, then there is a talent pool there. So long as that relationship continues, that they can work both. It doesn't necessarily mean they do need to be signed full-time to AEW. So yeah, I reckon Ciampa with New Japan would work great.
New Japan strong. Gargano?
Again, I'd say New Japan, but at the same time, I could see him working really well in either Impact or AEW.
I see Impact. I'm trying to avoid picking AEW because it seems too obvious.
Yeah, if you can't pick AEW. Yeah.
If we can't pick them, then Impact.
GCW. Send Gargano back.
That's what I want to say.
GCW.
GCW, because some Tony Deppen on the go.
Yeah.
With Shane Page for the Ohio connection. More boring facts no one cares about.
Quite like that.
O'Reilly.
I'd love to see O'Reilly do Josh Barnett's Bloodsport, but that's GCW.
I'll just do... what's the term? Slamovich is doing it one soon.
Balls to the beach.
Yes.
The cage one.
What's the damn name?
Cage
Real Rules. Not real... what's it called?
Real World Road Rules Challenge.
UWFI style. I've got the term
cage,
now, sorry.
It's like a...
shoot
cage.
Yeah, the
shoot
shooto rules or whatever. There's a term. Whatever, it's gone now. That thing.
Yeah, that works.
The fake fighting. Yeah, I think he could be good there.
It's probably very selfish of me, but I would love to see Red Dragon reunited and go off back to Japan for a little bit.
I forgot Bobby Fish is out there early in the pool, isn't he?
Yeah.
Red Dragon do New Japan.
I think,
or do a little ROH run.
Not for like a long time, but I'd just like to see a Red Dragon reunion like that because they were part of the reason I got into New Japan, like back in around Wrestle Kingdom 9 when I started properly trying to actively get into it, and I was seeing some of their tag work, and it was like, this is amazing.
I could put O'Reilly with someone else and it's called Silence of the Lambs. Because that was the sequel to the book Red Dragon.
Maybe away from wrestling, we see Kyle O'Reilly transition into telly, do TV and film and stuff, because he's done a bit of acting.
I think Gargano's good at being cheesy.
Yeah, I think O'Reilly more so than Gargano, but Kyle O'Reilly's done some acting. He's done a bit of Hollywood stuff.
Kyle O'Reilly's comedic timing's perfect. Like, it really is.
He doesn't do Twitch, does he?
I don't know.
I can see him doing.
Yeah, he'd do well on Twitch.
Yeah,
for sure.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good shout.
I'm trying to think of any more exciting stuff than that, but I really don't have anything. Because I only watch GC Dub really outside of WWE and AEW. And but yeah, I'm on a big bloody death match. Yes, I like that idea.
Just CZW with a lot of them.
No one knows if CC Dub's dead or not.
Well, it's a yellow and black brand. It'll just feel like home, right? Just walk straight out.
That's it. Oh, you thought we were dead? We'll show you.
It's just the entrance where
Kyle O'Reilly,
you've got
the law.
You've got to walk through just like 6 panes of glass to even get out the tunnel. That should be the thing.
Yes. What a lovely mailbag. Full of weird questions and things. Thank you very much for sending those in. If you have any thoughts, queries, or little stories about goats, please send them to mailbag@cultaholic.com. Oh, you waiting? I wonder why you were staring at me.
Crinkle. Oh, God, he's about to blow. He's about to...
He's gotta.
Recycle.
Oh,
Later on.
That's good, lad. Reese's Pieces. Hey, lads. So at this point in the podcast, no doubt Ross has been struggling to keep going for the last few...
He didn't get to the building. He didn't get to the building today, mate.
He got the last few segments. In brackets, hopefully he has a monster. Hey. Jack is...
That's what we've heard.
Jack has thrown at least 2 tantrums, and Maffew's jokes started falling flat about 2 hours ago.
Just brutal.
Wow, you must listen every week.
Sod you, Austin.
So, and like, well,
Get him. We're not doing Reese's Pieces this week.
For some reason, I thought you were just going to like, rip that up and just start balling it into your mouth.
Well,
bit of ASMR.
Oh, God, no.
Oh, that wet noise. No.
I can't even look at you.
Rude. Oh.
Well, we can't sue him for slander. So in light of this, I'll cut to the chase. I have chosen 10 wrestlers.
He's convulsed.
And if you're listening to this on audio, Tom's eating a bit of paper. And 10 British/UK comedians that you will have to choose between. You're welcome for keeping it to 10, Maffew. Don't want you strain too hard trying to come up with a clever response. You keep on eating, Tom.
Should we just not do Reese's Pieces this week?
Nah.
I'm sorry. I literally, because we were in such a panic, I just grabbed the first Reese's Pieces I saw, copy paste.
No, that's fine. We're kidding. We wouldn't give it. We couldn't take it. Block him after this.
Arsehole.
No, stop. Richard Iowati or Dexter Loomis?
Repeat the question, please.
You got to choose between a comedian and a wrestler.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Richard Iowati.
You're Richard Iowati or Dexter Loomis?
Richard Iowati.
Iowati.
It's good. The 2 people who do the same character no matter where they go. Just saying. But Richards is a good one. So
Iowati.
Yeah. Yes. Hello. I talk like this.
I'm Richard Iowati from Cultaholic.com.
Yeah. Jimmy Carr or Cody Rhodes?
Ooh.
Let me think.
Oh.
Somebody constantly putting themselves over.
I was going to say the 2 guys who are really good with other good people.
Yeah.
But by themselves are a bit annoying.
I'm gonna pick Cody Rhodes anyway, just because I feel like I need Cody Rhodes in the world.
I go Jimmy Carr.
Make a joke, probably tasteless, and I've got a funny laugh.
It's mainly I just like 8 out of 10 Cats Does Countdown from time to time, and I wouldn't want to lose
that's what
that.
I mean. There's a variety there.
Yeah.
He's good, but I remember seeing the solo thing. It was just like
the stand-up, but the presenting, yeah.
But Cody pays his taxes.
Oh God, yeah, we're gonna have to go Cody then. Yeah. Cody ain't a massive Tory.
Yeah. Well, he is. Jack Whitehall or Matt Riddle? Oh my God.
Matt Riddle all day.
Between those 2.
Matt Riddle. I guess.
I'm going to pick Jack Whitehall just because I like Travels
Jack
with my
Whitehall.
father.
Oh, that was good. That was very good.
On the strength of Travels with my father.
Oh, I remember you talking about that. But
I like
It was just the most baffling thing with Jack Whitehall was when we were just in Vegas and out he popped and it was like, what are you doing here?
he was like, "Oh, I'm Jack Whitehall for ITV4." I'm like,
All the
"What?"
Americans like, what? And we're just like, what?
Who is he? I'm like, we know who he is. We don't know why he's here. It's like Scott Hall. You don't know who I am. You don't know why I'm here. Jack Whitehall because you said he was nice.
Yeah, maybe I'll jump back over to Whitehall there.
Greg Davies or Walter?
Walter.
Greg Davies.
Why?
I love Greg Davies.
Was it that
He
man
is
down?
just-
I just couldn't get my head around it. It just wasn't really my thing.
You've got to be quite clicked into Greg Davies, I think, to get him. Like, Man Down, I liked.
I love him in like Taskmaster and stuff. I love quite a lot of the things he does, but I don't know. Man Down just felt naff to me.
But I kind of like the naff. There's a lost sitcom that he did called We Are Clang, which was with his comedy troupe, We Are Clang. I think it's one of the greatest sitcoms ever because it is just a mick take of sitcoms. And I love it, but it's never been released on DVD. It's never been released anywhere else. I can watch it on YouTube. That's as good as it gets. I think it's hilarious. And everyone I've showed it to has gone, this is not funny in the slightest. And I've gone, what are you saying? It's brilliant.
You know what? I need to check it out then.
Please
There's plenty
do,
of stuff
mate.
I'm
Yeah.
going, hey, look at this. Just nothing.
You might watch it and go, I get Tom now.
It's like whenever somebody says anything remotely monkey dust related,
there we go.
and
Perfect
like,
example.
accidentally, and
Yeah.
then it's usually like me, you Pachiti, just going, I'm Ivan Dobsky, the meat safe man, and we just go off.
Again,
and
it's
that's
not
it.
really like, look at this, you'll laugh. It's like, you won't. That's not the intention. But my answer is Volta. Because I'm trying to think of a funny thing Volta did. Oh, because he had the tag titles at Ring Camp. So everyone, like Hogan gets it and starts doing the air guitar. Ooh, he put it in his thing, started doing air violin.
That's nice.
So that was nice. Sarah Milligan or Pac?
Pack all day of the week.
I think Sarah Millican would do a brilliant 450.
I like Sarah Milligan.
I just
Millican.
You know what? It's actually looking at this now. That's not a typo, is it? It's actually Milligan.
It's Millican.
Yeah.
Calling him Milligan?
Oh, so Austin, who was all Billy Big Talk, you bet you're all rubbish today, and he spelled it Millican. Has he spelled it Milligan?
You know, he spelled
No,
it
like-
Millican.
Oh, that's fine then. I'll let him.
No,
know.
Oh, Tom getting all Billy Big Boy.
Billy Big
Tom
Talk.
getting all Billy Big Talk to Billy Big Talk Austin.
Oh.
It is
Yeah, get
Millican.
him.
It is Millican.
Okay, cool. Because I've said her name 19 times, I'll say her.
Yes.
Over Pack.
I like Sarah.
Okay. I'm good.
I'll say.
You know,
I'll say Millican. I'm going to say Millican as well.
Yeah.
So screw it.
the Pac gets a lot of love. It's all right. Well, won't this weekend, I guess. Michael McIntyre or Drew McIntyre? Oh, very good. Very good.
I'm picking Drew.
I'll pick Drew, but I will say that Michael McIntyre, I once went, like my mum really likes him, so I think for a birthday I got a tickets. We went, and I think they were little bits being taped for like a YouTube upload or like a Facebook feed thing. But before they did any of those segments, he would just rip a really dirty joke, and it was like unexpected, and it was really cool. But at the same time, Drew all day.
I think because Drew McIntyre's material has only been bad for about 8 months.
Yeah.
Michael McIntyre's has been bad for a long time.
Yeah. It's like, I think
There you go, Tom. Yeah, I'm going to take your answer as well.
Lee Evans, I think, did something similar where it's just like, okay, I'm just going to tell a really dirty joke, get everybody laughing, and then here's a load of bump you've heard. And then that's it.
Nice.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Lee Mack or Willie Mack?
Willie Mack.
I'm going to probably say Willie Mack as well.
What is this Reese's Pieces?
This is mint.
Do you remember I remember when Lee Mack got COVID and they announced it, one of the first sort of relatively high-profile UK celebs to get COVID, and I looked in the comments, guess the same joke that everybody made when Lee Mack got COVID. He's not going out.
Ah.
He's not going out. Everyone said it. I was about to. Oh, I know what I'm gonna. Nah, actually, nah.
Well,
100 people have already said it.
Coincidentally, because Joe Rogan has got COVID.
No, he's had his horse paste. He's fine.
Mencius tweeted, "Oh, damn it! If I get COVID now, everyone think I stole it from him."
Oh, brilliant.
He's waited how many years? How many years?
Oh,
Oh, wow.
Stunning.
Well done. I like a bit of Willie. Jonathan Ross or Jim Ross?
One for the
JR.
clips of
I do,
Cultaholic.
yeah, Jonathan Ross. But, you know, he had a talk show for a long time and was entertaining, but Jim Ross is just Jim. It's Jim Ross.
Yeah, Jim
He's
Ross.
He's got old JR.
I think Jonathan Ross, he's great on the radio.
Yeah.
He's much better on radio than he is on TV. But then again, Jonathan Ross was right next to Spike Milligan
Yes.
when he got his Lifetime Achievement
That's true.
and his little letter from the Prince of Wales.
Leaves us frozen in laughter. How are you frozen like this?
Jonathan Ross did a really cool documentary on. He's a massive like comic book collector, but I think he
Yes.
went looking for Steve Ditko, and he gets to meet him and stuff. You don't see it on camera because he doesn't want to be on camera, but like it's a whole massive documentary about his influence on comics, and I was like blown away by that because it was like, oh, he's doing something serious and he's presenting it really well. You should do more of this, but no. So Jim Ross.
Plus,
Okay.
plus, Jim Ross has never rang Manuel's daughter live on radio too.
Oh, oh, that was him and
That was him and Russell Brand.
yeah.
Russell.
I remember Jonathan Ross.
Russell Brand.
Oh, it was Russell Brand.
Russell
Oh, it was Jonathan
Brand
Ross's
was-
show,
yeah.
wasn't it?
Yeah, he lost control of his guest. It's one of the first
Cardinal
rules.
sin.
No, but Jim Ross was
It's a
probably
Cardinal
tweeted
radio
it.
sin.
Failure to control a guest.
Failure to control a guest, that falls on the presenter. And
I
the
already know
producer.
that because of Alan Partridge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how you know.
Oh, good.
Actually, it's 7:01, which means that I'm a guest on your show, which means it's failure. And he just goes off on it.
Take a look at your contract.
Okay, that's good. And I have to stop. Just get ready for this next one. James Corden or QT Marshall.
QT Marshall could be anybody here.
It's like Sophie's
QT
Choice.
Marshall could be anybody. It could be literally anybody, and everybody would pick QT Marshall.
Yeah, I'm picking.
We are sorry we unleashed that upon you, America, but thank God he's your problem now.
Yeah, wash
We
your
don't have
hands
to
of
deal
him.
with him. It's. What are you going to do? We've had plenty of your celebrities jammed down with throats, so it's about time.
Yeah.
You had to put up with one of ours.
I'd really like James Corden's agent.
I bet. I think we'd all
Because,
like
like, what? How? That's some witchcraft and wizardry.
I think it
The
involves
Corden
shotguns and
It's something, isn't
yeah,
it?
just kind of grabbing people and being like, give him the role.
Yeah.
Give him the role.
that. Did you see that Reddit where it was James Corden AMA and it was all people going, "Why such a dick?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's lots of stories floating around, whether they're true or not, about just him not being a very nice person. But like, I don't know. It's just, for me, it's the overkill. It's the sheer amount of stuff that he was in. Like, it was just, he was in one show and then all of a sudden over here he was in everything. And it was like,
Yeah. If he'd been in one show or two things, it's fine.
Yeah.
And overexposure will kill anybody.
because that was it for a while. He was all right. And then it's just gradually built.
Yeah.
And then by the time he got to the States, just, ugh.
If America are listening, I'll do the Late Late Show for half the money. Watch Love You by Friday. That's my demo reel.
Yeah, that's spiteful. Anyway, Noel Fielding or Chuck Taylor?
Chucky T.
Oh, I'm going to pick Noel Fielding. I like Noel.
Never been a Noel guy.
Never been I've been a Chucky T guy more than
Yeah.
being a Noely F guy. Doesn't really work, does it? Yeah.
I like the Mighty
But-
Boosh. I've always liked the nightmare imagery of the Mighty Boosh. Worked as a radio series as well. Back when they were on London Live. I like the radio series. It's a bit hipster of me to say I like those radio series.
Yeah, it
It's
is.
very good as a radio series.
It is. Thanks for all you do, lads, and I hope you enjoyed. We certainly did, pal. Thank you very much. Sincerely, the 1991 Denver Broncos. Austin, you've done this before. Because I remember him ragging on me before, and it was like, oh, Maffew, your stupid references to stupid stuff. Sincerely, the 1991 Denver Broncos.
If it was all a self-rib, then I take some of what I said
Yeah.
back. Not all, but
No,
some.
of course, Tom. It's with
You're
love.
on Tom's list.
To Cultaholic with love. So we'll have everybody who sends these lovely questions in.
Thank you very much.
Because obviously you keep on sending them in. We appreciate them. We keep on reading them. If you have a Reese's, stop it. If you have Reese's Pieces of your own, please send them to Cult. Mailbag@cultaholic.com. Coffee's run now, sorry.
It's Cultaholics.
Should I do it at once then? Because I see you're
can
revving
we,
up
can
for
we,
it.
can we, can
okay,
we?
on 3, 2, 1. What a great podcast. It's so weird because right now all I'm doing is an impression of myself.
Yeah. You've become like a pastiche.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maffew, do the Maffew. Right.
Do the roar. Do the roar.
Yeah. I love you, Daddy. The big question this week is, what is going to be the best match at AEW All Out 2021? Matthew, what's the card? I'm going to tell you, don't worry. On the pre-show, not the kickoff, not the free-for-all, Tony Khan was saying he doesn't see why the before bit has a stigma being a negative thing. He thinks it's all part of the big show to advertise and get people.
You can't call it the big show. He has to call it the Paul White.
Oh, yeah. On the Paul White, Best Friends, Orange Cassidy, Chuck Taylor, Wheeler Yuta. Jurassic Express, Jungle Boy Luchasaurus with Marco Stunt, versus the Hardy family. The undramatic noise you can never overcome. Versus the Hardy Family Office, Matt Hardy, Private Party, and the Hybrid 2. A 10-man tag match.
One match. This one's in the bag. 10 men in the ring for a 10-man tag. It's from the WrestleMania rap, from off of WrestleMania 10.
Nice.
Oh, but it didn't happen, did it?
No, that was the fun of the rap. They go, one more match. This one's in the bag. 10 men in the ring for a 10-man tag. Match gets cancelled. Good times.
What was it? They still don't know who it was who... They can't agree who went over their time.
It
WrestleMania 10.
It was Razor, wasn't it?
But then they said otherwise, that there's been reports of other people getting mad.
I thought it was Yoko and Luger.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll go.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. No, that was my own fault. Then the 21-woman Casino Battle Royale for a AEW Women's Title shot. Mm-hmm. Nyla Rose, Thunder Rosa, The Bunny, Big Swole, Julia Hart, Tay Conti, Diamante, Penelope Ford, Red Velvet, Hikaru Shida, Emi Sakura, Jade Cargill, Kiera Hogan, Abaddon, Leyla Hirsch, Keelan King, is that right? Keelan King, Rebel, Jamie Hayter, Anna Jay, Riho, One Woman, To Be Determined.
I'm picking To Be Determined to win that one. Without a doubt.
John Moxley versus Satoshi Kojima. Yeah, excited for that, for the two segments.
I just want to see them slap each other into oblivion, and then Kojima eats some bread over Moxley's prone body.
He does like the bread, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. Bread Club, baby.
Paul White versus James Corden himself, QT Marshall. Chris Jericho versus MJF. If Jericho loses, he must retire for a bit before coming back, like every other wrestler ever. Miro versus Eddie Kingston, the AEW TNT title. The Young Bucks versus Lucha Brothers in a steel cage match for the AEW World Tag Team titles. Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, versus Chris Statlander for the AEW World Women title. And CM Punk versus Darby Allin. It's a little match there. Yeah. And then Kenny Omega versus Christian Cage for the AEW World title, which almost seems secondary to Punk returning.
It really is, but that's why I think, as we said earlier, that's why that match is that match, because you don't want to put anything on on that night. That nothing will take the shine from Punk. So let's do a match where it's a match that wouldn't normally be a strong enough headline for a pay-per-view. Yeah. But Punk and Darby will be that attraction.
Yeah. So 10 matches.
I mean, my money's going to be on the cage tag. I think that alone presents so many possibilities for just sheer in-ring action, and then when you take into account the teams involved, it's going to be brutal. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be everything you want it to be and more. So I think that, for me, is going to be the best match overall of the night. But of course, I'm super excited for Punk. Super excited for that. That's going to be just, we've waited so long.
Yeah. And I think there's a concern that match may be anything other than 5-star. But I don't know if it will be. I mean, if it is, amazing. But
you don't need to go into it looking for a 5-star. I think we just need to go into it with an open mind and be ready to see what happens.
I'm not thinking about star ratings when it comes to that. Like,
you just want to see
a moment, right? Yeah. It's a moment to be in.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to the cage match as well. Love Lucha Brothers. And
yes.
Phoenix is obviously our boy that we vote for every time. And maybe the titles will change hands.
It feels like they might.
Yeah.
Possibly.
I did on pitches. 9 pitches for the pay-per-view it's a wild ride. This particular one, you'll particularly enjoy Ross's pitch with Kojima and Bread.
Yes,
that's a wild ride. But from one of my pitches was simply for Cutler to take a package pile driver off the top of the cage.
Oh.
That's one of my pitches. I think Cutler will go up to try and make a save, and Penta will hit him with a package pile driver off the top of the cage, and he'll spend the rest of the year in like a full body cast.
That'd be good. Having to carry him and stuff.
That'd be great. I think that'd be great.
Getting the other, like, your boy can carry our boy. Like Nakazawa's like, oh, this is what I'm doing now. Also, Miro versus Eddie Kingston.
Now that's my pick
Yeah.
for match of the night.
That's like the Biggie Goldberg, like, slapping meat type match, isn't it?
I think that's going to be...
It should be nicely brutal, that. In
reckon-
all the right ways.
And it'll stand out, I think, from everything else on the card. I think that Moxley and Kojima will be brutal, but I think it'll be more a stiff
Yeah, it's going to be more like a strong style showing.
style battering, whereas
Yeah.
Miro and Kingston, I feel like, could be more
Like
sort of
knockdown, drag
Attitude
out.
Era-esque, fight through the
Yeah.
crowd, use everything as a weapon, hit anything in front of you type fare. And I think that'll capture my imagination on Sunday night.
I like the idea of, like, Moxie pulling out a light tube and go, all right, one of those long loaves.
Pulls out a baguette, yeah. And it explodes as well.
Powerbomb.
The bread dust just fades up. Bread dust.
Bread dust. You'll never forget the name.
No.
Bread dust.
Imagine, instead of the shiny gold, it was just baguette pattern all the way. Same old gold dust look.
You will loaf me.
You will loaf.
Just bits of,
You'll never
bits of crust sellotape to his
forget the
face.
name of Bread Dust.
And no one knows who he is, so they go upon him going, Hovis.
Christ. Is that Dustin Reynolds? Nah.
And before he hits him, he goes, "You're brown bread, mate."
Do you want half a plate of Dustin? Do you want half a plate of chicken and chips, or would you like a whole meal?
That took a few seconds to load, that one. Bit of lag.
Bread dust is the takeaway from what will be the best.
Yeah, there we go.
entire
That's a
podcast.
question.
Bread dust.
So you're going with the cage match?
Yes.
I'm going with Kingston and Miro. What are you going with?
I want to see who the new woman is. Also, to see a lot of those women get it on at the Casino Battle Royale.
So you say the
like
Casino
Jade
Battle-
Cargill and Jamie Hayter.
Is that going to be the best match of the night, the Casino Battle Royale?
No, but you took the other two ones, so I want to say something different. But I'm looking forward to seeing
No
it
one has
because maybe
said Punk and Darby yet.
it's not watching it for like. It existing is enough.
Yeah.
The fact that it's
Yeah.
happening is enough, and it'll happen. It could be the worst match of all time.
It's like going to a gallery to see a Peyton you've always wanted to see,
Right,
right?
right.
This
Is it like
you're just
Hogan
gonna
Rock
kind
then
of
to
rock
you
up
guys?
and whatever you see, and if it's good, then great, and if not, then fine, but you still saw it.
Yeah, Hogan. You're right.
Is it
Hogan Rock.
akin
The
to Hogan
atmosphere
Rock?
is going to
Yeah.
save it. So like, oh, maybe Punk will do a move. I'm like, no, that's not the story. They've always got the rest of the work rate on the card is what's happening.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
yeah,
Okay, cool. Casino Battle Royale
yeah.
with cheese. It's a bready. That's a
And
very
bread.
bready choice.
Bready.
Bread dust makes their debut.
1, 2. Bready Breck.
Nice. It's a very northeast indie wrestling scene reference to
Bready Breck.
Shreddy.
Yeah.
Nice. And that's the podcast this week.
It was certainly a podcast. So, thank you very much for listening and enduring.
Thank you for
the beat
enduring.
game. Sam, what have you got on tap for us until next? Not on this thing. Well, whatever. Just what you do here.
What do I do?
I realise now. Sorry. At the end of this, we go, hey, Ross, what have you got
plug
for us
stuff.
until next
Oh, what have
podcast?
got
I realise
coming
that you don't
up?
do this podcast
It's-
usually.
It's
So
not a behind the match week this weekend. It is next weekend. There is a lot of stuff already scheduled, ready to go for this weekend. Of course, we've got all the coverage with Tom. But I'm not really. I'm just more editing at the minute rather than. I think there is a new series that I think Andrew's working on right now that I'm voicing. So that's interesting.
what's
But I
that?
don't know when it drops. I'm not going to reveal it. It's just gonna happen.
what's it about?
It's I can't even reveal that because that's kind of giving away the title.
All right. Whatever it is, I can't wait for it.
Yeah.
This bag of revels you've given us.
Yeah.
What have you got for us,
Hopefully
Tom?
not all coffee flavour.
The classic reviews are coming back after a lengthy
Yay.
absence. The SmackDown review with Maffew and I has been recorded immediately after this. So you'll hear it tomorrow, now you're watching this. Stay tuned on Tuesday for a Cultaholic Classic Raw review special where we are watching the first ever episode of Monday Nitro. Since that is now in the timeline, Sam Driver's going to be here for that.
Yes, so I am going to be stepping into that chair, the vacant chair on a brand new show, and we're going to watch Nitro week by week, and we're gonna. Ooh.
Well, Justin will be here.
Yes,
Justin will be here for that one, and we'll talk more about the plans for classic reviews going forward. Reveal all on Tuesday. And then I'm here for all the other stuff for AEW All Out reactions and graded and things. Desert Island Graps with Brian Clark on Sunday. Adam Bomb / Raph is here on Sunday.
Get me one of the footballs, mate. Get me one of the footballs.
I'm on it. Maff, what are you doing?
Stuff with you.
That's right. But what else are you doing?
That's it.
Okay. Ross this weekend. I think we should plug.
Yeah, of course. That's been nice.
Straight to Hell with Ross Tweddle. He's only fanging and banging with Gangrel.
After we picked him up on the podcast, we were going, wow, look at the mise en scène of Gangrel Studio. And obviously he was so impressed, he went, I want to be on the show.
Yeah, so Ross is fanging and or banging with Gangrel this weekend, which is rather exciting.
Yeah, and he's going to go, at the end of it, I hope he goes, thank you very much, Gangrel. Thanks for the memories. Gangrel is a trademark of White Wolf.
Everything else, Twitter at Cultaholic, twitch.tv/Cultaholic, play.acast.com/Cultaholic.
Yeah, speedy recovery for Ross, and I hope Jack has a lovely vacation holiday. Make sure you tweet Adam and go, you look lovely on the podcast. He'll get confused. It'll be great. And that's all got time for. Thank you very much for enjoying the lovely experience of the Cultaholic B team in. Shout outs to mailbag@cultaholic.com, where you can send in your lovely questions and theories and Reese's Pieces and goats. And also patreon.com/Cultaholic, where you can obviously vote in the Hall of Fame. And also become a patron and get a producer credit. So thank you again to the magnificent Mark Leslie, the stunning Reno2200, and the big bald Noah Anderson, patron producers extraordinaires. Love all of yous. Yeah, take a boo. Thank you very much, you three lads. But now it's the end of the podcast. We do the thing, what we always do. I'll have to explain these because not always here. Well, we point at this screen right here and say the very famous thing that we say at the end of every podcast, which is 1, 2, 3. Bread dust!
Grimaldi!
Bush at the beach!
Bush.
Arr, Dr. Now!
Dr. Now!
Egg! Happy Christmas! War is over.